can't start the stream. Kayaknya gara-gara aku VTube Studio juga deh. Oh, sensor. Wait ya. I will change some kind of thing. Untung nggak 4 kali ternyata aku cutscene Wawan. Masuknya ke sini guys. Nggak jadi cutscene Wawan 4 kali guys. Kayaknya tuh aku keberatan juga karena pakai ini kan. Aku kan pakai VTube Studio. Itu jadi berat banget. Aku nggak tahu kenapa ya. Jadi aku bakal masuknya ya biar aja. Tamatin Genshin cuma 19 menit anjir. Untung aku nggak cutscene Wawan 4 kali cuy. Kalau cutscene Wawan 4 kali aku pensiun story. Kenapa ya? Aku setiap kali aku buka stream Genshin tuh kayak nggak diizinkan dunia gitu loh. Aku dari kemarin stream lancar jaya. Sekalinya nge-stream ini nggak mau dia loh. Ih bete banget loh aku sebenarnya. Bete betul.
Oh, the traveler's back?
Ngedrop lagi barusan. Memang aku pakai kuota ini komennya. Jadi mungkin rada nggak bagus internetnya. Jadi kapan fountaine-nya ya kalau ngedrop kayak gini? BTW halo lagi ya semuanya. I'm so sorry. This will be bad. Untung nge-startnya setelah inian ya. Ada.
I never imagined that an individual's consciousness could be transferred around like this.
Aku kira aku akan cutscene Wawan berkali-kali. Aku sangat bersyukur aku tidak cutscene Wawan lagi, tapi aku sangat panas. Game lain nggak ngedrop. Oh astaga. Bentar, aku lupa. Bentar, sorry. Aku lupa. My bad. Thank you Febri ngingetin. Aku lupa aku nyalain air keran. Oh ya, opening. Hi, share blue whale Vera. Did you still follow my journey? Masalahnya aku kalau main game lain tuh nggak ngedrop separah aku main Genshin gitu. Aku nggak tahu kenapa ya. Kayak internetnya bener-bener nggak suka. Anjir aku main Genshin. I hate you.
Also, while we were running, the consciousness of the doctor has even in a moonless night.
Was that message all she left for us? It's pretty vague. Oh, that makes sense. Since the doctor even in a moonless night, Paimon knows the moon. Didn't Nahida use a starlight analogy before? It had something to do with Sataria.
Biar aku suka banget. Enggak lah, enak aja. Aku cuma buka kerannya kecil makanya aku lupa.
Paimon, you said sanctuary of Surasthana, correct? Does this mean that this Nahida you're talking about, the consciousness who was occupying the traveler's body, is the Dendro Archon?
Your guess is correct, but the situation's a bit complicated, so it's really hard for us to explain right now.
That's all right. A scholar's curiosity doesn't need to be appeased right away. As for
Halo,
I spent some time
Ching.
with you,
Wah,
and
memang
it looks like
kayaknya
the Benjo Archives
aku
also
menarik
have some.
kalimatku guys. Aku
So,
harus pakai kuota
I
itu
trust
waktu
you.
streaming Genshin ternyata, bukan waktu streaming Cakrawala.
Thank you, Tainari. Oh, actually, we came here to...
That. While I was indeed invited, all I know is that the project has something to do with the restoration of Irminsul.
Huh? Did you see something when you were in Nahida's body? What?
Do you have
What?
any evidence?
Oke, jadi kita di tubuh Nahida kita ngeliatin
So that's what happened.
dapat itu dari
That explains why
Nggak juga
Hypatia's
sih.
symptoms were different from those of the other scholars who went mad.
Tainari, did you leave the Avidia Forest because of
I did. I noticed Hypatia's mental anomalies, but if I didn't take action, Hypatia would have already been. Now that you mention it, but I still didn't expect them to do something as arrogant as creating a new god. Looks like the
Our
doctor
conquest,
had a
yeah.
bad idea. We have 2 Fatui harbingers in Sumeru.
Ini
Sounds
gawat,
like from
betul.
your description, I
Iya,
don't
sayang.
think they've completed their project. But then, what is the connect?
Yeah. Feels like
Hmm.
we're still nowhere close to figuring out the sage's goals.
Tapi masih Sumeru. Gila aku DC-DC-an terus
Pretty much
siapa aku?
gone over everything we need to know.
I'll stay here for now. I still want to try
Tempatnya
a few more
bagus-bagus
things
sih.
to help Hypatia. If you're planning to go into the desert,
Caravan Rebirth.
come find me here if there's anything else I can do to help.
Thanks, Tainari. Hopefully...
Sebenarnya tuh ya, kalau cuma story doang tuh cepet. Kalau nggak DC-DC-an. Masalahnya tuh setiap kali aku main Genshin dan setiap kali aku masuk ke cutscene, ini masalahnya tuh waktu masuk ke cutscene kayaknya. Setiap kali aku masuk ke cutscene, dia jadi ini kan. Dia jadi merah, habis itu DC. Aku nggak tahu mungkin nggak kuat ya karena sampai VTube Studio Genshin juga makan segala jenis manusianya, jadi ya udahlah, salah. Kita langsung strike forward story aja ya. Gila aku ngelihat cutscene WAWAN 3 kali cuy. Aku kira aku akan melihat cutscene Nahida kena tusuk 4 kali juga sekalian. Halo Kun.
We finally made it to Caravan... So, just past... Oh, wow. Paimon remembers hearing people call this the Wall of Samiel. It's made to block sandstorms from the outside. Oh,
Tapi tidak ada.
Enough gawking. Come on.
Aku nggak mau ya ngeliat cutscene WAWAN 3 kali.
huh?
Hai Tan.
Over here.
Lah, anjir tiba-tiba. Halo.
Oh, Hatham went that way. Let's hurry up and follow him. Wonder what he's up to.
Oi, apa Hai tiba-tiba? Oi, apa Hai? Tiba-tiba cuy, nggak ada angin, nggak ada hujan, nggak ada badai. Ngasih penjelasan minimal.
What
Game apa itu?
Where did she
Genshin.
go?
Oh anjir, astaga kita diincar Eremite.
How did we lose him?
More Eremite mercenaries? Who are they working for this time?
You were too careless. You should have noticed those hopeless amateurs trailing you. There's no need to thank me. I've never cared to keep track of all I did was correct a mistake I happened to come across. It's a habit I developed at the
You really gave Paimon a scare, Al Hatham. We never thought we'd run into
Nggak
you.
ikut lomba apa? Nggak
Last
ada di
time we
sini.
met at Port Ormos, didn't you say you were going back to the Academia?
Oh, so you've already landed yourselves on the Academia's hit list. However, had I wished to turn you over to the Academia, don't you think you'd already be the Eremites?
Oh, right. You do have a point.
I have no interest in running errands for that project. And these days, you're more fascinating than any... Not quite.
Menarik kah saya?
To tell you the truth, I'm still investigating. Everyone says the capsule originated in the desert and was eventually moved to Port Ormos. If I am to, which brings me back to you, and why the leader of Ainul Ahmar used the divine knowledge capsule right in front of you, and upon seeing him, your expression became perplexed, and to have that kind of reaction, I think you must have realized.
Haytham, you really have a ridiculous eye for detail.
Ridiculous
I
eye.
even notices or remembers stuff like that.
So that's your answer. Well, but that does prove you do have some undisclosed information about. No matter. Rather than simply learning the answers from you, I'd still prefer to investigate on my own.
That's right. We have the same plan.
Then I'd suggest starting with Aru Village. It's the largest settlement in the desert, so it'll probably have.
It's always better to travel.
Oke. Kita pergi bareng Hai. Enggak sih, kita pergi sendiri sebenarnya. Dalam tanda kutip aja ngomong pergi sama Hai. Bisa nyampe fountaine langsung nggak ya? Paling aku cerita story bentar doang, makanya aku
Aru Village, the safe
ada
haven of the
cutscene
desert.
lagi. Aku takut diejek.
Wow. This looks.
Kita periksa. Astaga, ini Sumeru banyak banget cutscene-nya, takut. Kalau tahu gini aku selesain waktu aku di rumah, anjir. Salah saya sih ini. Apa tuh? Edda. Bapak Seno Marseno. Drop dikit nggak ngaruh. Ya. Nggak apa-apa, aku udah pakai kuota ini, nggak pakai wifi, jadi santai. Karena itu jangan lupa join membership ya guys ya. Karena dengan kalian join membership itu membantu saya membeli internet saya selama 1 bulan mungkin.
Unless my memory fails me, we have barely spoken 2 words to each other before now at the academia. Would you care to enlighten me as to when and how
China
you
jahat ya?
invited the General Mahamatra's wrath?
Oh, Haytham. Do not think you can escape my judgment just because you managed to escape
Aduh,
my attack.
kok di sini Saino ganteng sih? Ganteng banget lagi.
Judgment? So that's how you'd characterize your actions here, is it? Or would elimination perhaps be a more accurate description?
Elimination?
Had I used my full strength, not even this traveler would have been able to stop me. Though styled like an assassination, I sought only to ensure that my target would be unable to flee or resist. Standard practice for the Matra, as well you know.
Waduh, serius ya, ganteng cuy.
Seemed to me more like your own personal.
Who is that, Haytham? Did you call him General Mahamatra?
Yes.
Mahamatra Seno Marseno, pimpinan dari seluruh Matra Akademia. Agrafet,
He's a
aduh aku nggak
formidable
hafal
hunter,
apa sih yang
and the
nama
ultimate nightmare for any who have committed academic.
You seem to have placed a lot of trust in Haytham. If I were you, I'd never. I have been pursuing this scribe for a long time. I urge you, stand back and do not seek to defend him any longer.
Has Haytham done something wrong? Hyman doesn't think he's as bad.
I won't waste my breath explaining things. Take it out. The divine knowledge capsule you're hiding on your person.
Very perceptive of you. Nothing escapes a mantra's senses.
Oh, wait, gara-gara DC tadi ya. Chat mati. Terima kasih sudah ngomong. I will check my support overview. Masuk sih. Traktir, are you okay?
Keong
astaga,
mentraktir 25 plankton
Oh, ya.
nitip dikit V.
Arigato gozaimasu. Oke, udah benar. Thank you for asking and thank you for remembering me. Gara-gara DC tadi benar-benar DC parah sampai ke ininya soalnya. Ke Saweria sama traktirnya kayaknya. Sampai ke dalamnya, iya sudah terlalu ini.
No wonder you speak with such confidence, Sino. But I must admit, I'm very curious. And why, as General as far as I'm aware, the other have you been given a mission that's, let's say,
Apa kamu diberi
more
misi yang
dubious?
murah? Oh, apa ini?
If I was the real target of your mission, what was stopping you from simply using your authority and resources to judge?
I should have known you'd be difficult to deal with.
Aduh, ganteng banget anjir nih orang. Sumpah ini orang ganteng banget. Dia Riran kupu lah. Oke.
Well, look at you two, acting all tough and self-righteous over
Deh
there.
ya. Anjir saya ganteng banget. Enggak, Xiao tetap paling ganteng, tapi itu ganteng banget tuh orang anjir.
Finally, someone that we can trust. You gotta help us out here. Otherwise,
Yeah, sure looks that way. Two giants from the academia duking it out once and for all. Not something you get to see every day. Listen, I know you academic types love to fill up your big brains with
Merah
self-righteous
sebenarnya
morality and
memuja-muja
lord your
aturan.
empty rule, but how dare you bring your petty disputes into the safe haven of Aru Village?
The safe haven of our village.
Seems like someone's gonna have to beat some sense into your thick skulls until you finally learn to respect these grounds.
Deh ya.
Hey, did either of you...
whoa, what's going on? The wind's...
Another sandstorm? What's up with these recently?
Candice.
Hey! All of you, over here, quickly! We have to take cover!
Someone's calling for us. Oh, this wind is too strong.
That sounded like Candace. Come on, you two. Jeez, are all of...
All right, stop.
Saya lagi serius seganteng itu cuy. Coba aja dia ngagarin. Ganteng anjir, nanti dia Riran aku mau pull. Maaf ya, selera aku memang short male jadi aduh gak. Sumpah ganteng anjir.
Well, this is pretty
Nakaputar.
awkward. Hey, wanna play sardines with three people who wanna tear each other limb from limb? Sure, why not? The air is so thick and heavy. Paimon can hardly keep floating anymore.
My sincere apologies, everyone. This is the home of our village chief. I will have to ask you to make do with this small room until the sandstorm dies down. Please, let me introduce myself. I am Candace, protector of Aru Village.
Protector of our
Our
village.
savior has come at last. Nice to meet you, Candace. The name's Paimon. Thank you so much for helping us.
There's no need to thank.
Wow, she's so gentle and caring, like a nice older sister.
All right. Now that we're all better acquainted, as a guardian charged with the responsibility to protect my fellow villagers from harm, and now that you have set foot within our village itself, it is all the more my responsibility to make
It's
absolutely
all
sure
my
that you pose no threat
responsibility.
whatsoever to us. So please, have an honest, and if anyone dares to start anything again while they are under this roof, I will not hesitate to send them out for some quality time with the creatures of the sandstorm.
Quality time.
Oh,
And that goes for you too, Miss Dia. Do I make myself...
All right, you got it, Candace.
That's what
I was supposed to be a mediator, but I might have gotten a little too involved just now. And
wait, that was you trying to be a mediator?
I have nothing to hide, so there's no shame in explaining myself. While all
Kelihatan
Hatham wasn't
tidak
wrong
salah.
about the other Matra not knowing my whereabouts, it's not because I've been assigned a morally dubious rather.
Mengasingkan diri.
Self?
A little while
Kenapa?
ago, I discovered that there was data missing in the Academia's project planning. As General Mahamatra, I had the responsibility and authority to request an audit. I tried to investigate the issue myself before submitting a formal audit request. But I soon found that all leads and potential
Oh,
pieces of
intinya ya dia
incriminating evidence
ini dia
were
dikelabui
carefully
ya,
concealed from me.
dalam tanda kutip.
began to realize that, unsurprisingly, the Grand Sage rejected my audit work. The power of the General Mahamatra is granted by the sages. You have no right to judge us.
Ganteng anjir orang.
So they really are up to no good.
I realized then that to the Grand Sage, the Matra are nothing more. The vows that we took, the principles that we strive to uphold, they are meaningless to the act. I believed it would be wise to flee the academia before the sages had a chance to take action against me. I will never give up on this investigation. There's no need for someone else to give me
Sino seems to have the same goal as us. We're all in the press now that he's no longer the General Mahamatra. He somehow feels a lot like, well, Sino, if that's your story, then...
When I was investigating the matter in the academia, I overheard a conversation between all Haith. The sages asked you to investigate a blonde-haired traveler. Like many parts of the project, this assignment was undocumented. Now throw in your suspicious behavior with a...
Yes, I was indeed tasked.
I'll hate them!
After all, the promised reward was so great that hardly any scholar could have refused. The sage told me, once you complete this assignment,
Really?
I can...
The most enticing of...
Unfortunately, those academics don't. Their words contain one key piece of information. Namely, that divine knowledge, from my perspective, the sages are far from trustworthy. So, I began my own investigation following the lead of the divine knowledge capsule. Had I been less guarded, I probably would have ended up...
You mean that the sages originally planned to dispose of you, using one of those capsules that drive people insane?
I'd already given up on the assignment by then. I only told the academia I was waiting in Port Ormuz for you to appear, so it came as quite a surprise when I encountered my erstwhile target.
Criminals do love to talk about coincidences.
Even though I ran into the traveler by chance, I had known you were the ones who decided to follow me and strike up a conversation after I left that tavern.
That's true. I'll hate them helped us out at Caravan...
I'm willing to apologize if I took the divine knowledge capsule behind your back because I judged its existence to be a significant risk.
Intinya ini salah paham.
After all,
you should be well aware, Scribe Al-Haytham, that curiosity can... Answer me this. Did the sages...
Have I not made myself clear? You and I are both distrusted by the act.
Fine. Although you haven't completely...
As you wish.
Good. I'm glad to see you two clearing up your
Aduh,
misunderstandings.
kakak gemes.
And now you, Dia.
Oh, sorry. Whatever the boys were talking about must... My situation is pretty straightforward. I had nothing going on, so I decided to return to our village for... But then I saw these two random guys in the middle of a pointless...
Is that all? Well, I will admit that definitely sounds like your stuff.
That's more like it. I missed you all so much, Candace.
Apa itu?
Whoa! What was that sound?
No need
Ya,
to
pertanyaan
worry.
bagus.
Now that you're no longer at each other's throats, please make yourselves at home.
Creatures? In the same...
Fighting in a sandstorm is not for the faint-hearted. Anyone without extensive...
Yeah, just leave them to Candace. Don't worry, she's as tough as they...
Sheesh, stuff.
The winds died down. That means the sandstorm's over. Candace still isn't back yet, though.
When you put it that way, even I'm starting to feel a little worried. All right.
Mari kita lihat. Ini benar-benar baru masuk padang pasir. Ini aku dalam tanda kutip berarti. Well, everybody's look okay. Cyrus! Siapa anjir? Ada story atau quest wordnya ya kayaknya. Oh no.
Oh, Candace, you're still fighting?
Yes. They just keep coming in waves. I've lost count of how many I've defeated.
Ah, here comes another wave!
Leave this round to us. I got in.
It's been quite a while since I've
Flame
seen the
main.
flame main in action.
I'll be sure to put on a good show. Let's go!
Let's go. Kayak Dora, cuy. Duh, aku salah pencet.
Rust and rebuild.
Aku lupa 3 itu Yoimiya bukan Yelan aja. Kali ganti kan.
Fire hazard. Here comes another wave. When are they ever gonna let up?
Order guide you.
Allow me.
Aku lupa mereka Geo. Sumpah aku lupa kalau mereka Geo. Partikom yang sangat unik. Tadi kan aku buka Yoimiya buat daily. Belum kebenerin.
Disappearing.
What we fought just now was probably the aftermath of the sandstorm. So we should be...
Well fought, everyone. No injuries, I hope.
Injury, I hope. Rotinya lomba penuh, males.
Ah, my apologies. I haven't had a chance to greet you
Ini
yet.
ketua
I had my hands
desa ya?
full. I am the chief of Aru village. Everyone usually calls me Uncle Anpu.
Sir, I am also originally from the desert.
I can't say they've always been besides sandstorms. We also
Gempa.
occasionally get earthquakes.
Another. So, Irminsul's withering causes withering zones in the
Everything in the natural world is inextricably connected to Irminsul. These
Everyone in our, speaking of which, why?
village keeper.
Does your curiosity know no bounds? Village Keeper is how Aru Village refers to mad scholars exiled here by the academia. Most of them are scholars who lost their sanity. The academia believes that their crazed mutterings may have a negative effect on the psyches of other scholars.
Alas, that's exactly
Semua
what we've been
penjaga
trying to
hilang.
investigate, but no one in the village has ever seen them leave. If
I've had encounters with those people in
The Matra are the ones responsible for their exile. Now that you're no longer with them,
mock me if you will,
Mock
you are
me if you
guilty.
will.
I will eliminate you.
oh, you're the former General Mahamatra. You must be an expert in these kinds.
Is it because you're reminded of Hypatia? Oh, these poor But is it really a good idea to tag along with Sino? You seem like...
I'll be grateful for the assistance. No doubt you will do a bet. Let's start by finding a spot.
Oke, berarti kita investigate ya. Kita bedarin party dulu. Anjas.
Understood.
Anjay, cakep banget.
Although I've
Party
sent
kom
myself
asli
into
gue ini.
exile, I'm still doing essentially the same thing. Do you still have any questions for me before we start our investigation? One of my former subordinates told me that the academia has long exiled mad scholar. When mad scholars first arrive, they are initially. The people of Aru Village greatly resent. Aru Village was struck by the strongest earthquake and lived. Suddenly, he noticed a mad scholar crouching in a corner, caressing the ground despite the powerful tremors that ripped through the ground that night. All the house after that, the people of Aru...
Soft
Yang show keren real.
A mad scholar protecting Aru village? Paimon thinks so too. Actually, Sino, do you...
In theory, they would continue wearing them so the academia could still...
Oh, no wonder! Everything makes sense then!
If you are able to draw a conclusion from this one story, so, what do you make of the story? Really? Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Lesser Lord Kusanali.
What? You don't believe us? Lesser Lord
No, it's not so much that I don't believe you. Lesser Lord Kusanali, the academia has always placed far greater importance on the late Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. They've more or less ignored Lesser Lord Kusanali. And I've never had... In addition, I've never heard any stories about...
No way! Nahida definitely exists! She's a... How should Paimon put it? She's a good art...
I've spent many years interrogating...
Good! Then you should know...
That look in your eyes. I've never... How can this be? To think. Our Archon has been a...
Alright, now it's our turn to put our skill, but easier said than done. Especially...
Excuse me, are you here to help me find my grandpa?
Huh?
By the sounds of it, a resident of this village.
President.
My name is Isak.
Isak, tangis.
You'll help me find my grandpa.
Is your grandpa Matt?
Hey, don't say that. Grandpa is just Grandpa.
The person you're referring to is not a local. Yet you are.
Grandpa is just Grandpa. I heard everything you said to the village chief. Please, you gotta take me with you. I wanna find my grandpa.
Sumpah.
I swear I'll help.
Ah, so you're the one who is... I was planning to go out and take care of whoever it was.
Whoa. Oh, Haven wasn't kidding about Matra having sharp...
Dia cuma bocah cilik.
I know.
Badan kan mirip.
All he wants is to find his
Oh.
grandpa. Let's find a way to help him.
Sorry, I was only listening in because I wanted to know where Grandpa...
All right.
Kukira maksudnya dia ngomongin Saino bocil. Maaf, seuzon dikit. Gimana sih Kenneth? Ya sih.
Sino is super fit.
You're back already.
We just wanted to confirm something with you.
Huh? You knew.
Yes. Although he tried his best, Isak's parents were both Aramite mercenaries who rarely returned to the village. Unfortunately, it was only a few years before his grandpa passed away. Later, an elderly mad scholar arrived at the village.
Halo,
Isak
Risa.
thought the scholar bored. However, the scholar was unkempt in appearance and incoherent in speech. One summer night, the oft mumbling and bumbling Grandpa walked up to Isak and patted him on the head. He even took Isak to the entrance of the next morning. Isak woke up and wanted to go find his grandpa again. It's said that those who saw the scholar claimed he no longer appeared to be crazy. Isak was thrilled that his grandpa was able to find peace and would follow him all the time, asking him things like,
All this somehow just makes
perhaps. Nearly everyone who lives, it's also my reason for fighting.
Maybe the people have always had a considerate God watching over them.
Huh? What?
No, nothing.
Perhaps you are more compassionate than I gave you credit.
Dapet terus. Masa denger, biarin aja. Catch Nisut.
Hey, Isak.
Banyak banget kak ininya,
Guys,
story-nya.
we cleared everything up. Let's go. Really?
All right.
Sumpah, ada chapter 4.
Excuse me. Did you have
Siapa? Linat, iya.
You mean the village keepers? When I was eating dinner the other day, I saw one of them by the side of the road. Anything else?
The scholars that have gone missing. Have you seen them?
Those eyes.
Don't change the subject.
Right. You were asking about the mad scholars. I think it's been a few days since I last saw them. I usually go to bed, but honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them.
Do you also think
Grandpa? Oh, hello there. He was actually the one who protected my house. It still feels pretty surreal now that well, whatever the case, I'll always be thankful to him and whoever taught him to look out.
Gotcha.
Intinya Nahida dulu tuh udah sampai sini gitu, dan ngomongin penjaga dan orang-orang kan.
Sir, have you seen my grandpa recently?
Oh, well, if it isn't he... The last time I saw him, he was spacing out by the road as usual. And speaking of my wife, she's still always...
Oh, thank you.
It was nothing.
Yeah.
That's no good. I've known you since you were very young.
Wow, what an... Okay.
Huh? Don't say anything. Let's head over there.
Ada yang ngikutin ya. Tanah Raja Tanah Merah dan 3 penziarah. Aneh. Apa ini?
Listen, see if you...
Have you heard? The mighty King Deshret, the sovereign of our faith.
Yes, of course I have. King Deshret is the one and only true ruler still. You say he's coming back.
Haven't you noticed? The village has been getting... Delavar was saying that many people also went insane just before the fall of King Deshret's civilization in ancient times. We don't quite know why, but it seems like there's... Isn't it a sign of King Deshret's power that all the mad scholars have...
Now that you say it...
Exactly.
Now, repeat everything you've just said from the...
Huh? Who are you?
My patience is running thin. You heard what I asked.
At the buset the sino. Sabar, mas.
Bro, this guy's something else. Just look at...
Let's not get on his bad side.
Oh, okay, good sir. What is it you would like to know?
Tell me about King...
Well, I only know a few things from hearsay. I went for a drink the other day and heard other... Hey, it's true. It's all true, sir. We desert folk have had more than enough of those people at the... Would you want to live like this if you were in our place? The radicals Delavar also said that once King Deshret returns to our side, it's only a matter of time before we come...
Is that...
Seems like he's...
Got it! At first, please don't beat me up just for mentioning these rumors. If I'm guilty...
The people here really like King Deshret, but dislike the...
Where is this?
I haven't run into him over the past few days.
No, not at all.
Minum.
Sounds like you're not too close with the...
No, of course...
I have many ways to stop you from... So you'd best just stay home. Don't do anything until I've gotten to the bottom.
Yes, got...
Buset, naggalak betul abang Sino ini.
That scared Paimon half to death. Sino is pretty terrified. He didn't try to reassure us at all. It's like he's used to hearing that.
I heard that.
Sorry.
It's part of being a Matra. The rumor we heard just now seems like a strong lead. But we need to check it very well.
I'm here.
Where's your grandpa's house?
Well, I can take you there.
Oh, I can take you there.
Grandpa? Oh, he likes to be alone. Sometimes he stares at the sky in a daze and...
Mencolek-colek tanah dengan jarinya, really?
With his fingers.
Okay.
Every now and then, he yells out at the top of his lungs, so a lot of people are really scared of him. But he's a good person, really. I know he is. I swear, he's just like my real grandpa.
Kenapa di sini? Feeling ko nggak enak. Dan dia kenapa jejak kakinya kayak ini sih? Kayak geretan kereta. Kamu kereta ya sebenarnya? Jejak kaki dia kayak geretan kereta, tau gak?
There sure isn't much here.
No.
Incense? Wait, but are you okay?
There's a scent that you can sense.
A certain traveler here once passed out from that smell.
So, you know.
Huh? You know him?
Yes.
Yes.
Wait, surely.
No. No need. Did you first encounter this scent at Tainari's house? In the forest.
Jangan bilang mereka ini lagi. Kok harus nyari di sekitar sini? Oh ya, kita nunggu signal jalan ternyata.
What are you looking for?
Here it is. Take a look right here. Although the traces have been from the size and shape, they belong to an adult male, and the scent is quite faint.
But who would come looking for Grandpa?
We'd have to ask whoever lured him away with the incense.
Huh? So you can lure someone away with just a scent? Hey! What's wrong with liking good food?
Exactly. Most scholars are fond of even deep within the clutches of madness. They still.
No. So someone's taking advantage of their weakness? Are the rumors really true? Could the disappearance of all the mad scholars...
It's highly likely.
Please, you have to save my grandpa.
Sounds like we'd better help get him back. Don't you worry, Isa.
Let's head to Aru Village and inform Candace and the others about...
So... Ini yang penting aku bisa jalan-jalan di fountaine aja sebentar nanti.
A darker fabric.
We're back, Candace. We've got a lot to do.
Siang, makan karung, hah?
Ah, welcome back.
Sounds like.
Oh, dear.
You bet. So.
Reasonably.
Hatham did.
We haven't seen him at all.
Huh. I saw him around the village entrance early.
Did you find out anything? I see. So
Karung menang nggak?
someone used a kind of incense to leave
The resurrection of King Deshret? First I've heard of it. Far as I know, the kind of incense you just mentioned is only popular beyond the wall. Scholars are fond of it, but as you can see, there aren't many scholars still. Not to mention making incense is a labor-intensive process. It seems someone from beyond the wall.
Makes sense.
So what should we...
If it was any other day, that would be your next logical. Didn't you say that the villager got his news from the tavern? Well,
If Paimon remembers correct...
yeah. Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, Enger, the wide-eyed butcher,
Juara
and
satu,
Jabari, the
anjay,
dark-haired
keren.
bearded crook. The whole lot of them are known around these parts. These guys have one thing in common, and that's being broke. The rougher life gets, the more they want to believe in King Deshret. Way they see it, King Deshret's resurrection is their only Throwing all of Sumeru into chaos is the only way to change the way of life here in the desert. Anyway, that's my guess why they've chosen to become radicals.
Tia! You're amazing! You really know this place...
No merc can afford to slack off.
Let's head out.
Now hold on, you're staying right here, Simon. Aru Village is not a big place. Outsiders stand out here like a sore. The desert is unforgiving, so the way of life here is compared to you, mercs like me are just third-rate amateurs. I've got no actual fight. I need to go around and ask some questions. Good, then we've got a plan. The Traveler and Paimon will go to Caravan Rebot with me, and we'll try our best to figure out where the—
Alright, sounds like a plan.
Apa nih? Dia kayaknya tahu sesuatu. Kayaknya orang-orang yang ngasih, ya NPC-nya ngintip. Kayaknya orang-orang yang ngasih kita info itu justru orang-orang yang bakal kita tangkap deh.
Well, here we are again.
Sounds like you're starting to get familiar with the area.
Paimon's amazed every time we see the wall.
I know what you mean. I had the same question every time I walked this way when I— Also, why is this high wall here? And can a wall— It was only after I grew up that I realized. The Wall of Samiel, Sumeru is run by wise and mighty sages. To them, we're cheap labor, like livestock, but easier to control. Even if a child from the desert got the chance to obtain an Akasha
Bisa jadi.
almost all their requests for knowledge would be denied. The academia believes we're underserving. Geniuses like Satari are 1 in a million. The other children never get a single chance to try and rewrite their fate. Even though—
That's terrible.
I would tear down this wall with my own hands if I could.
Hey, Thea.
No, not at all. Besides, we're here—
Yep, we gotta catch those.
Shh! Caravan Rebot is crawling with people, so be careful what you said. Our mission started the moment we arrived here. Let's go check out the tavern. Maybe we'll find—
Yang ngintip tadi namanya siapa ya? Aku nggak perhatiin lagi. Mana ada Kazuha lagi riran sekarang ya kali.
Just our luck. None of them are here today.
You mean you don't see any?
Dia, is that you? What a coincidence. You.
Zaki? Fun.
Oh, and who do you have with you here? Guests from another land?
Guys from another land. Gak sih, nggak bisa ditipu. Aku ngikutin Genshin.
Hello, I'm Zaki.
We've had drinks anyway. As far as my friends here, they aren't too shabby.
Absolutely. Much better than those people I'm eating.
Yeah. Have you seen Engerd?
Of course I have. Matter of fact,
I've got a spice trading deal from another nation. I thought maybe Delavar and his friends—
how thoughtful of you. Then I assume—
Hey, keep it down. Let's just say I prefer to keep this deal a secret. Y'all at Caravan Rebot are like family. If there's more to be made, why not do it together? Besides, Delavar and—
Yes, how considerate of you. Delavar's my friend too, so of course I can take—
Ini dari Isle of Merah. Apa sih namanya? Depanmu ada lomba juga nggak? Ada upacara sih, tapi kalau lomba aku kurang tahu. Kayak enggak deh. Aku jarang keluar juga sih.
Are we there yet?
Yep.
This place is practically deserted. What are they doing in a place like this?
Why don't you take a guess? Go on. Oh.
What's this all about, Zaki?
Come on, Dia. You really think we didn't hear about what you said back in our room? Not only do I know that you're looking for Delavar,
So, you've been watching—
Uh-oh.
And you left the strongest one in the village, didn't you?
So you and Delavar...
Yeah, I guess it's only natural for a traveling mercenary like, but you got one thing right. We're all looking forward to an uprising in Sumeru. There's nothing more.
If that's the case, then I'm sure Delavar...
I'll be honest with you. If it weren't for what you said in the village, your little monologue about the Wall of Samiel would have convinced me that you're one of the...
Delavar. And Edgar. You're here too, huh?
Long time no see, Miss Mercenary. You should have known the traitors are what us followers
Para ka
of King
magkikidapos.
Deshret
Ako lumayan sa kakigi ko.
Dia, I thought that you, a fellow desert dweller, would understand why...
Yeah, gee, what a missed opportunity. Adopting radical views and kidnapping innocent scholars, all because of...
See? There you have it. Mercenaries are just a bunch of faithless scum with only one thing on their minds. Mora.
You're not wrong. Mercenaries are driven by Mora. In my faith lies...
Enough talking! Get him!
Just as I expected. Let's teach him a lesson, traveler.
Following orders.
This!
Take that!
Foreign! Coming to be! Lament! Worthless!
That!
Worthless!
Here! Impossible!
So, what do you think about your meticulous network now, Zaki? How did you... I'm guessing your informant told you that I'm just an incompetent merc with no real fighting skills, correct? And of course you would believe everything he reported. The only thing you know about... Even though you heard we went to handle monsters together, that so-called flame main is just a fraud. She
Yes,
admitted it
so mga
herself.
nakakonect si
She just
Privasi.
uses her
Anjas.
connections to gain the
Well,
trust
they
of
had
others.
that
That's what
wrong.
you thought.
You lied in the village.
And you were stupid enough to fall for it. I figured as much the first time we drank together. You all thought you were...
Buset. Keren deh ya, mantap.
Okay.
Whoa! So you've been planning this since we were in Aruville?
No task can be done without preparation. I just happened to notice
Oh, but instead of...
those two who were snooping around were just a couple small fries. If we want to get the...
Oh! You mean the funny name she mentioned back in Uncle Ampu's house?
That's just a bunch of drunk talk. Edgar and Delavar like to talk themselves up when they're drinking. And alcohol has a way of making people share what they really think. So...
What about Zaki?
He's just a numbskull who fell right into our trap. Zaki was probably the best hidden of them all. My initial plan was to find Delavar first, and then... That's what you wanted to ask when we were at Uncle Anpu's house, right? Jabari is one of the villagers you talked...
Wait, so he's a...
No, he isn't. I just needed to tack on a random villager name to make the eavesdropper...
Wow!
Ah, you're too kind. It was straight from the usual...
So, that thing about how mercenaries only care about more...
Does that bother you? What makes you so sure?
Dia, do you dislike the Dendro...
You two are pretty sharp. No, I don't have anything against the Dendro Archon. I've heard a lot of nice things about the Lesser Lord from Dunyarzad. Dunyarzad's just an ordinary person. There's no way a god...
I've begun to realize that the sages are behind everything that's happened recently. The radicals' blind belief in...
But I see through it all. And unlike them...
Dia...
Anyway, looks like we're done with business here.
Di ba ako naisakap?
This should be all of them.
All right.
Candace will be okay on her own. She's been guarding Aru village for quite some time now.
While I'm questioning them.
I'll meet you back here tomorrow morning, traveler.
Okay.
As for these idiots...
Ay ampun, kamu diapain?
You heard the question. Now answer me. You heard the question.
Bener kata Dehya, semoga dia masih hidup. Resep baru! Really? I love you! punya waktu sampai besok pagi dan gak ada salahnya untuk sebentar menahan diri dan mencari tempat memasak. Gak ada tempat masak apa di desa Aru ini? Ya ampun. Aku mencari kompor. Windmill Aster? Really? Well, karena kelihatannya nggak ada, aku langsung lanjut story. Nggak masak kayak mereka, ya udahlah. Padahal aku main lihat resep barunya. Halo Magic 5 Lovers. Oh, Magic 5 Lovers. Aku tadi kira itu kayak Magic Lover atau apa gitu. Ternyata Magic 5 Lovers. Anjas, aku tahu tuh sinetron. Tapi nggak pernah nonton sih, aku jarang nonton TV soalnya. Selamat 17 Agustus ya, Dirgahayu.
Right on time.
Iman's been wondering.
We've known each other for some time now. She's a pretty interesting person, even though she's an extremely strong...
Oh, Iman knows what you mean. Like a lot of martial arts.
Yep, I guess you can put it that way. It takes strong conviction. Us mercs, on the other hand...
Well, Iman thinks...
Really?
Oh, Sino's...
Yes. I was here yesterday to help out a little.
To help out? By doing what?
Apa kabar, baik?
Sharing some
Oh,
Right.
Come on in, everyone.
Baik kok.
Come on,
Bagaimana yang lain?
let's go inside.
Candace, where... Oh, you look furious.
Do I? Oh, there's no mask that can hide true bloodlust. Cover up your eyes, and it'll still show.
Perhaps I need to work on my composure. Still, it's perfectly understandable.
Yes, please, don't beat us anymore. We're gonna die.
Well, looks like Sino taught her well.
You fear death yourselves. The ones you call mad scholars are known to us as the village keepers. They are vital members of our community. And you come here to my village, and you treat my people as not...
You've made your bed.
We may all be desert dwellers, but there's one thing that I understand better than you. The people of our village care little about which god is in power.
Aku kakak mirip Kobo kok. Enggak lah. Mirip dari mana? Ada yang Kobo bukan. Tapi kalau Kobo mau notice aku setuju.
A war would only cause us to lose all that we have. And that is not a responsibility.
We understand. I'll tell you everything I know.
I'm listening.
You might not believe this, but it wasn't us who killed. Some mystery man told us that mad scholars will make the perfect sacrifice to usher in King Deshret's resurrection.
They're called village keepers. Slip up again, and you'll regret it.
Yes, Zark, it was all that mystery man's doing. He told us to spread the word
Sama
about
biru
King
akhir
Deshret's
iya
resurrection
sih.
and talked us into helping him.
Kayaknya kalaupun aku mirip Kobo sih, aku lebih ke kakaknya Kobo ya. Soalnya aku debut dulu baru dia.
That's one.
Huh?
Strike. You get a total of 3. Then...
Wait, I'm telling the truth. He got us to lure them out of their houses in the night with some kind of incense. We take them to a junction outside the village. You gotta believe me, please. I'm telling the truth.
That was indeed the truth. Traveler, go on.
Sekarang mah hantu. Yang gitu kamu. Kobo blue blood.
You have to believe me. If I knew that, I would have told you his name right away. That guy.
I believe I may know what's going on.
Uncle Anpu.
The doctor ya?
Okay.
If my suspicions are correct, some time ago, people from the academia, it strikes me now that...
Which means it's highly likely that the academia was purposely spread... They were the ones who brought them here to begin.
Not the academia again.
Just as I thought. But what could they want with the...
People are nothing but tools in the eyes of the academia. A change in their plans likely means that... Regardless, our time...
You're right. Isaka, time to go. Let's leave...
Yes.
You got it. Candace, I'll let you deal with the radicals. Leave it... All right.
Let's meet back here when...
Let me back here. Panjang ya. Aku kira tuh bagian 3 yang terakhir, ternyata 4 bagian Sumerunya. Aku nggak tahu aku nyampe fountaine atau enggak.
Let's get some food and where did you come from?
Well, as you can see...
You were gone for ages! And now you're... Hey! What?
You never think things through before asking questions.
Paimon's so mad! Paimon's gonna give you an ugly nickname! There's just nothing super obvious.
Well, you've heard nothing to suggest I left this whole... Anyway, you plan to...
Yep. We're not gonna...
Oh yeah.
Silent treatment!
No. I'm just surprised that you decided to...
All Hathan. You haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived at Aru Village. Bold of you to...
Yeah, you're a...
While you were investigating,
Really?
To be honest, we aren't really a team. Not to mention that going separate ways allowed me to find some...
Huh? Right?
Correct.
What did you learn?
I'm going to take you to someone.
What is that?
How do you think the residents of Aru Village feel about what we're doing? In other words, do you truly believe every single word?
You mean... some...
Hiding the truth does not necessarily... Remember what Candace said? Most people in Aru Village don't. By contrast, the perils of their daily lives are ever-present concerns. They won't simply share everything they know with you without good... Glad you're following along. Among those you have talked to, there's someone who was... The reason being, to someone who only wants to live their life in peace...
Those eyes.
Don't change the subject.
It's quite obvious that she's intimidated by...
Right.
She corrected herself mid-sentence because she's aware that there are King Deshret fanatics in the village. If she sounds too friendly towards the village keepers, she could easily make herself the radicals next.
I think it's been a few days since I last saw them. I usually go to bed...
Remember? She made a point of denying her involvement in anything...
But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them. Even though they...
After speaking to the village chief, it became clear that the village keepers had protected Aru Village. By getting involved with an outsider, she risks drawing unwanted attention.
I'll pass on this one. You said that she is afraid of me.
We're on it!
Tangisan dari rumah sakit Al-Azhar. Kenapa judulnya kayak gitu?
Miss Shawnee, as we discussed...
Mr. O'Hathan, I'm aware of where you...
Huh? What do you...
Go ahead and talk to her. You go on. Burn her...
Is it really that simple?
May I call you Traveler? Hi, Traveler. Do you think the resurrection of King Deshret can truly change Sumeru for the better? Why is that? That's very similar to what Miss Candace says. I know you two are friends. Before, I wouldn't even... Traveler, do you believe our lives will get better?
Yeah! We came here another nation, so it isn't wrong of you to be with. But even so, we've met lots of people from different places, and we have friends in Sumeru, and we want to help them. That's why we decided to stay here.
I want to trust you. My apologies for posing my questions like that.
Hitham told us you have your reason.
The fact is that I'm... Only one side of my family is desert folk.
Jadi dia lahir dari ini ya? Orang Sumeru kota dan padang pasir.
Some believe in the Dendro Archon, while others believe in King Deshret.
Speaking of which, the radicals mentioned that they despise...
Yeah. Some people can be so narrow-minded when it comes to bloodline and belief. Slowly, I just stopped talking to people. I pretended not to hear or see anything. And then it happened. The village keepers who had helped me to...
You can tell them.
All right. I'll tell... I actually have a sharper sense of hearing than most. Perhaps...
Anjir, setan.
I'm not sure. It's faint. It used to be louder and more frequent. But ever since you arrived in the village...
I confirmed this with the guards on night duty. They also have someone with a goody bug. Because we're in the middle of a desert, you would rather believe that they are the cross.
There's really nothing around these parts.
I think they used to use it for treating Elazar, but it's been abandoned for years.
Anjir, serem banget cuy, kita disuruh meriksa rumah sakit lama. Aku nggak ingat ada niatan nontonin cerita setan di sini. Buset, rumahnya udah roboh gitu cuy. Setan sini ada. Bukan ini ternyata. Maaf. Ada remah.
Is this the place? It's in terrible shape. And there's sand and monsters! Watch out!
Burst forth.
Gila, summon-summonannya banyak betul. Gak usah geo-geoan lu sama gue, lu ngeremehin gue.
Stabilize. This is order. Useless.
They were easier to deal with than Paimon had expected. Super strong bandits? Or monster? You look super serious. We gotta stay on our A game too.
This is the one.
Udah nyalain. Oke, terima kasih sudah membantu.
Let's go in and take a look.
Ya ampun, menjajah rumah sakit terbengkalai, ku ajib kudu banget.
Patience. Shawnee says she only hears the crying at night. We have time to burn. Until then, I'm taking a break.
I'm taking a...
And just like that, he sits down. What are you reading? Let Paimon...
Okay, sure.
The natural...
So...
Oh, Paimon gives up. You keep reading your book. See ya.
Suka-suka lu dah.
So relaxed. Look at him, reading an impossible book in a creepy place like this. Hey, what good is that gonna do for you? You're acting like one of those annoying grown... Hey, what gives? Shut up! Oh! Thank you for working so hard and earning so... Thank you.
Anak nangis. Wow, Genshin. Iya, Genshin.
Paimon's getting so sleepy. Huh? What was that sound?
There it is.
Wah, anjir serem coy. Tapi itu bukan tangisan cuy. Lebih ke suara hewan ya.
It's from below. Something is off about the interior here.
Kok horor sih? Sejak kapan Genshin memasukkan genre horor?
As I thought.
Wow. It's like they tucked another hospital. Oh, looks like there are other mech...
Nggak horor, itu horor bang. Selesaikan mekanisme rumah sakit. Aku disuruh mulai dari atas cuy. Hah? Kuncinya di mana? Kita nggak butuh laci itu. Atau kita perlu? Tapi itu bekas rumah sakit, udah kayak sekolah aja bekas rumah sakit.
Who ate a poisonous mushroom?
Emang ada alasan aku dapat Ari.
Keep up.
Ada alasan aku tuh dikasih Ari. It's still locked. How can I got that thing? Itu juga kalau sumpah aku kebanyakan main Minecraft, aku mencet C itu gara-gara Divine anjir. Oh. Kebanyakan main Minecraft era. Main Genshin tapi pencet C untuk melihat lebih dekat. BTW kenapa sih ada jamur yang berkaki kayak gini? Aku bener-bener gak ngerti deh konsep jamurnya.
Solidify. Evil conquering. Worthless. Useless.
Itu gimana cara nangkepnya cuy?
Hold the line.
Itu T-Rex. Oke. T-Rex ya. Wah anjir. Lobster. Bukan. Apa sih? Kok lobster sih? Untuk ini apa lagi? Tignari gak pernah pakai coy. Ntar. Tiba-tiba belum. TTB. Kuncinya kita belum bisa dapat. Kuncinya nanti dari story ya, kunci laci. Apa gimana? Oh, itu eksplorasi. Karena aku mau langsung dapet di sini loh. Ya, Abbas, laki-laki double kira kayak di kening kiri kibal dalam kondisi sangat parah, sudah bertanya pada sangat pasien jika menyimpan harap segera diinformasikan, jangan pasrah, jangan terus semangat. Abbas tuh udah tua, udah lama cuy, udah dia sembang. Ini Selasa kenapa ketutup? Siapa yang Selasa cuy? Aduh takut, sumpah takut. Takut banget lagi. Ya ini apa? Bukannya kelihatan, emang gak kelihatan ya? Oh, aku tutupin. Maaf. Nah. Oops, kasih.
Look, there's someone. Good idea. Let's approach him slow.
Serem banget anjir, sumpah, serem.
Wait. You're...
He can't speak, and he's also what?
Didn't expect to see him.
You know.
He's Razak, a senior of mine at the academia.
He's a scholar too?
No. And Razak was never involved in any of those things. He never trained in the forest, let alone... Leaving that question aside for the moment, looks like they've already taken everyone away. For whatever reason, they left Razak here. There are drag marks on the ground. They're clearer by the doorway. Someone was forcefully drawing a cart that was loaded with something.
Loaded with...
That is one possibility. It looks like they were in a hurry. The symptoms are identical.
Huh?
Allow me to jog your memory. Don't you think his symptoms look familiar?
Oh, mereka disuruh nyobain kapsul.
Oh.
Correct. The academia, it isn't difficult to deduce their rationale.
First, the academia spread a false rumor of King Deshret.
These rumors were all the persuasion that the radicals needed, and those based in Aru village leapt, as well as being able to exploit the radicals for their own ends. This scheme has one further advantage to the academia.
Life for the desert dwellers has been brutal ever since King Deshret's death all those years ago.
Many would give everything they have for the prospect of something better.
Even if complications arise, people will see that those involved are all followers of King Deshret,
and look for no further explanation than differences of belief. The notion of an academia plot wouldn't even cross their minds. It may seem like a simple...
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. But there's still one very important question. Wasn't it the academia...
Throughout this process, one thing first, they were scholars. Then, they became lunatics. After that, they were exiles. And finally, they become missing persons.
Apa sih?
An exile is still patently a living, breathing human being. But when someone becomes a missing, if you can't find someone, you have no way of knowing what exactly happened.
Resource?
One possibility is that the information in their...
Extracted?
With the technology of the Sumeru Act, perhaps the
Anjir.
process caused them
Halo
great suffering,
Farhan.
which is why they cry out in the dead of night, when no one is watching them.
So, the human brain...
I'm the academia scribe, after all. Anyway, judging by Razak's state, the contents of a divine knowledge capsule were... Or perhaps, his curiosity got the better of...
Hyman's a little confused.
Iya, itu make sense sih. It not make sense.
The look on your face tells me you've realized the answer. That's right. To some scholars, gaining knowledge about the gods is... However, I can't The academia is going out of their way to look for forbidden knowledge. I've spent quite some time trying to analyze the contents of the divine knowledge capsule.
You mean you're not even slightly interested in...
All scholars seek to expand the horizons of knowledge. Extracting information from people as if they were lifeless objects?
Sounds like you're really against...
Of course. Whether it be academics or knowledge, everything this matter needs to be...
Wait! Didn't you step in...
Not to be callous, but no. My criteria are a little more restrictive than that. There is no shortage of suffering in Sumeru, and the same can be...
Probably not.
You can say that. Simply put, I don't blindly... The divine knowledge capsule is something I want to investigate in full.
Hyman's been wanting to say this for a while. There are a lot of bad guys in the...
Though I must say, uniqueness is also an asset.
Wow, that's a great way to think about it. Hyman's really impressed.
I'm just a more likable person than her and...
Okay.
He won't last
Jadi
long
orang
if
ini mau
we leave him
diapain?
here.
Betul.
Let's take him with us. We'll work out our next step after...
Anjir, sumpah dark banget loh sebenarnya story-nya. Aku selama ini emang sering dapat spoiler, cuma dikit-dikit doang, jadi emang nggak fully dapat spoiler gitu. Dan aku baru tahu soal yang ini, soal kapsul itu. Ya ampun, ekstraksi orang dari manusia itu, ya ampun, tidak pernah terpikir. Anjay, sesepuh, ada sesepuh di live chatku. Maaf sesepuh, aku masih belum melanjutkan Sumeru dengan baik. Sumeru membuatku berhenti sih jujur, entah kenapa ya, capek. Apa pas udah buka sepadang pasir tuh, aku udah bener-bener secapek itu. Tapi Fountain membuatku harus melanjutkan story Sumeru biar bisa story Fountain.
We're back.
You must be tired.
What's the situation?
Unfortunately, somebody who's too young to take on the role of Isak's grandfather. Nevertheless...
So, at one point in time, the abandoned Elazar hospital served as the
Aku tidak sepuh,
academia's
kamu
site.
sesepuh.
Yep, pretty much.
Their plan must have been implemented at some point before we arrived at Aru village. Yet, they fled once we were headed to the village.
We may have a mole in our... One of us could be secretly revealing our whereabouts to...
Huh? Are our French...
Looks like none of you have realized wherein lies the issue. Sino, you're the...
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
Choose your next words, Vera.
It is simply a logical inference.
So what you're saying is... Interesting. And here I
know. You have a point. But I realized something as we were returning from the hospital. Sino isn't like any of us.
What are you trying to say?
Do you still remember who you are? As a Matra, you are no doubt privy to certain kinds of information. But simply put, the academia has traditionally allowed you access to a wealth of sensitive information if you want to raise a vicious wolf.
The academia?
It's not that simple. The academia has eyes all over Sumeru, but they have every so often comes on Yagarbaha Day. On this day, the academia enters new info. I remember seeing a thick notebook next to the control panel once. It's
You're saying that the academia entered my... What's the point in doing that? My actions...
The Akasha is capable of The Akasha's algorithms are entirely capable of predicting your movements using the data entered.
It predicted my every...
The academia has been watching you longer than you think. However, the fact that you...
So that's how it is. Sino adheres to his tenacity of will and steadfast faith are worthless to the academia. They need scholars who are easily pliable and I know. Don't take it to heart.
They escaped.
Don't blame yourself. It's not like any of us would have known.
I have an idea. If they predicted my movements, then I might be able to...
Whoa, you bounced back.
There is always an opportunity for...
Oh, so that if the academia is trying to...
Satu langkah di belakangnya.
They'll want to proceed in the direction opposite of where I'm going. I must go.
There's also something I want to investigate.
Let's go, guys! And please, wait! I want to go to... I want to find Grandpa.
Everyone, I leave him in your hands.
Yay! Let's go! Paimon feels like...
Dehianya kemana? Kenapa? Apa? Apa sih? Ah, pusing. Ayo dong. Dehia pengkhianat. Halo Noob. What is that? Kenapa cuma motor?
Taman, kapan kau datang? Apa kabar di desa? Baru saja turun dari kereta api.
Halo Mas. Baru saja turun dari kereta api. Hai, hai, hai. Ajarin dong sesepuh, ajarin aku sepuh. Sepuh-sepuh di sini mah nggak mau ngajarin ininya, anak barunya. Saya kan anak baru, saya mau diajarin. BTW pas kita masuk fountaine bisa langsung nyebur nggak guys? Aku tuh bener-bener gak sabar bisa nyebur cuy. Atau kudu story dulu? Kalau kudu story dulu aku harus nunggu lebih panjang sih.
So, where do we go from here?
Aku baru level 56, aku juga.
Yes. After leaving the village, we should head straight toward the desert.
Kenapa sih kita harus bawa anak kecil ini? Harusnya nggak usah dong.
I know the desert like the back of my hand.
Is that because you play here a lot?
Yep. One time, Grandpa almost got lost in the desert, but I was the one who brought him back.
Buka-bukain dulu kayaknya, oke.
There's something here. What's this?
It's buried in the sand.
The Paimon thought running around everywhere was already enough work. Okay. So,
What is that?
These are likely fragments of an academia-developed device. Looks like there were more than one village keeper. They must have been escorted this way because there are device fragments. Let's split up and search the area.
Aku masih level 45 dong. Aku 35, tapi bukan aku ini sih.
is this what we're searching for?
This is definitely a device used to How did it end up buried in the sand? They must have been attacked.
Wait, what?
Grandpa, I hope you're okay.
Don't worry. Grandpa's gonna be fine.
Razak didn't display any signs of starvation or dehydration.
We should be able to catch up.
One more thing. I believe the attack must have happened prior to the sandstorm.
Oh iya, betul. Karena udah keburu-keburu
Let's
ya.
get going. They can't have gone.
Tapi mereka sembunyi di mana ya waktu padang pasir ya? Aku R15, akun yang mana tuh?
But running on sand is so tiring.
But you're flying, aren't you, Paimon? Is flying over sand tiring?
Dengar tuh, kamu terbang. Of course it is. Air 1 aku belum main, Bang. Bang, aku belum main, Bang.
Voices over there. It sounds like an argument.
Whoa, you have really good ears.
Telinganya berdiri dua begitu, kamu masih nanya.
They'll notice us.
Dia's talking with the Eremites? Very interesting.
Let's listen in.
If you had informed me sooner, they'd be
You're one of us. We would never.
scholars. You don't know as much as I do.
I'm...
Tia? Why would you? Tia!
Ah, anjir.
Hey, what are you doing?
Huh?
Didn't you say you'd help me find Grandpa? What?
Well...
You've betrayed Aru village.
So, this is the dear. You'd be better off as my assistant than hanging around with this motley crew.
I'm not the type that's easily swayed, Raman.
Wait, what's going on, Dia? Whose side are you on here?
Shut it, Paimon.
It doesn't matter. Whichever side you pick, nothing can deter us from the grand mission.
Face the facts, Raman. It's not gonna happen. You should understand that more than any.
I'm a desert dweller.
Yang berdiri itu cuma
proud
topi ya.
follower
Itu
of
telinganya
King
berdiri tuh.
Desert. Whether I live by the edge of the sword or in peaceful comfort,
It's not too late yet. The village keep mad.
You don't understand, my dear lady. Pursuing our faith is our purpose.
Even if it'll expose you to the academia, even if they end up disbanded.
Yes. We've waited a long time for this day to come. The sun and the moon no longer shine here. With these scholars in our custody, we'll stomp the academia's fortune.
Ridiculous. Think about it. The academia controls the. If you still don't believe me, then try asking these two men. They're also against.
You look more like pawns of the academia to me. Filthy traitors. Your god abandoned all honor and betrayed.
It's impossible. Perhaps.
Do you really believe that by kidnapping the scholars, you'll be able to negotiate with the academia? These people have no value as bargaining chips. But I could be persuaded to take their place as your next. These scholars were exiled from the academia. I, on the other hand, am their current.
Wait, you can't be serious.
So, you.
Precisely.
What are you thinking? What if they decide to kill you instead?
Well, that would be bad luck for me. However, I'd get the chance to observe the scholars.
Think you could.
I'm not trying to persuade you. I'm used.
You are the scribe.
Not all desert dwellers believe in King Deshret, and the same applies to the academia.
You academia scum. Every last one of you is nothing but a hypocrite, just like everyone else.
Not so fast. I'll hate them. Do you stand by everything you just said? You know you're making a dangerous decision.
I do.
Good. Raman, hear me out. These people are my friends. Maybe you can't take.
We've known each other for years.
In that case, I'm willing to vouch for their honesty with.
Huh?
Come on, Raman. Don't be a coward. If you're serious about taking on the academia.
And on. What if you refuse to oblige? What should I do then? No one's a fool here, Dia. We're mercs.
You're not wrong, but this is different. I promised my friends that we'd bring back.
Let's do it right here then. Give me your right arm as proof of your resolve.
Kenapa bang nggak pakai untuk Jepang? Malas downloadnya.
Don't listen to him. He's not even trying.
That's fine.
Are you crazy?
We came here to save lives. One arm for that many people is still a pretty good deal, if you ask me. Raman.
Sure. Go ahead and cut off her right arm.
No! Dia! What are you gonna do? Think of something!
You don't have to go this far.
That's not for you to decide.
Do it!
Kenapa sih jelek banget ngomongnya?
Stop!
What's wrong?
Flame Mane, you and I are both desert folk. Cutting off your arm is no different than cutting off. You've shown me that you're serious. Go on now, take your friends and leave.
Jantung saya. Kirain lengannya mau diganti lengan robot, habis ini minjem dari fountaine. Kalau nggak minjem dari Senaya.
was really counting on him not going through.
That was crazy. Have you all lost your minds? What if he'd actually cut your arm?
Then I just have to hold my claymore with my left arm. Okay, I'm sorry.
Don't ever make a promise like that again. I can deal with if it came down to it. You would not lose to them.
I don't doubt it, Sino. But this is about more. Even if we got rid of one bunch of radicals, there are others out there.
I'm sorry, Dia. I should have stayed put.
It's okay. I promised you I'd help find your grandpa.
Whatever it takes. You just...
Huh? Are you serious?
The Eremites once said that I was a lunatic.
Why does it feel like he's using his praise for me as an excuse to brag about himself? Okay, let's get moving. We should head back to the village.
Story-nya Dehya ya? Bukan. Part 4. Astaga, halo Pak GM. Part 4-nya ini. Part 4-nya Sumeru. Soalnya kemarin aku nge-like. Jadi story Sumeru gak bisa selesai. Aku kira Sumeru tuh cuma sampai part 3, ternyata Sumeru sampai part 4 anjir. Aku dari kemarin emang gak sempet nyelesain. Alah, panjang. Baru kemarin juga ngelarin. Ternyata nggak aku doang guys ya telat ngelarin beginian. Panjang banget.
You're all here so early.
Looks like we have everyone here.
Ternyata aku doang yang lama nyelesain ini guys.
Dia.
Okay.
Dia, wait.
What's the matter?
Aku tuh nge-like kemarin tuh. Aku nontonin cutscene cerita Wawan 3 kali, Pak. Sumpah capek banget aku tuh. Gara-gara DC setiap cutscene dia. Kemarin sinyalku emang lagi nggak bagus. Bete banget. Anjir, jauh banget. Oops, wait. Oke, aku salah. BTW iya. Updatean fountaine ini kita udah bisa lihat daerah dalam tanah cuy. Keren anjir. Dalam tanah berarti kita harus dari sini. Soalnya dari dalam juga. Ini juga di dalam. Hayya, jauh betul. Dari sini berarti. Terus kita muter ke atas ya. Aku nggak pernah masuk ke dalam situ sih, jadi aku kurang tahu. Tapi mari kita coba lewat sini. Kita masih butuh dendro nggak sih? Kalau nggak butuh dendro, tiknarinya mau aku balikin jadi albedo. Masih level 20 loh hariku. Kurang kepake pasti kalau ini. Kalau nggak paling aku ganti jadi yelan. Kayaknya. Oh enggak, udahan. Oke. Aku mau ganti ke yelan kayaknya. Nih, sayangnya akuanya tidak pulang. Hahaha. Aku jadi kepikiran apa aku gacha senjata. Tapi senjatanya 1/2 sih. Tapi kalau aku gacha senjata, janganlah. Aduh, gacha senjata nggak ya? Udahlah pakai sakri ya, nggak apa-apa kali ya. Sakriku bisa R3 loh, tapi nggak pernah jadi. Nyari jalan pas masuk bawah tanah. Jujur jalan bawah tanah tuh males banget sih. Jadi map baru itu bagus banget. Terima kasih Genshin, memang ya sangat mengayomi warga. Sumpah ini areanya luas banget dan kosong banget. Aku ngerti orang-orang pada bilang kayak males buat apa namanya jelajah desert karena emang ya males banget. Jelajahnya kan. Oh, enggak kok. Aman kan? Buffer ya tadi ya? Sorry ya, buffer.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Ini apaan anjir? Gak bisa lewat kita Indiannya. Itu apaan? Sempat kuruk-kuruk. Ayah, gomennya. Gomen. Matanya masih tetap. Merah lagi loh. Gomen.
They got here.
Uh-oh. Is it because Paimon overslept by 5 minutes and held everyone?
Is everything ready?
Absolutely. You brought fewer people than I imagined.
Bring him over.
Grandpa! Why is there only...
Raman, I've always thought of you as a man of his...
It's a one-for-one exchange. And let me put it this way. Agreeing to any kind of deal...
You stay right there!
Cutscene? Aku kira kita bakal... Oh my god.
What do you think you're doing?
Don't you see this blade here? You coward. Why are your hands shaking? Wait a second. It's a earthquake!
Oh, wait. It's a dendro. Itu Nahida punya.
Paimon's dizzy.
Hah? Kita di mana? Bawah tanah. Kita di bawah tanah.
This day's going just...
The sand dune I saw an energy field. It glowed green with dendro. Just like you said. And the dendro are coming.
Grandpa?
Hey, look around you.
There used to be a...
Anjir.
It seems that when the sand dune collapsed, it exposed the symbols on the gate.
Oh, ini bawah tanah tadi ya?
Civilization. The structure must be ancient. Over time, the sandstorms completely buried it and left it in the state we see now.
Ini area yang udah dibuka
It
Mas
could have been an
Manager.
underground palace in the distant past.
Oh, a miracle. Praise King Deshret!
What's he doing here? And his men too?
They must have fallen down here with us. Pretty lucky if you ask me. Most of them seem in really bad shape, except for him. He got off lightly.
Mind your head.
No, this isn't the time for conflict. Our exalted Lord has
Our
shown us the way
exalted
to
Lord.
a sacred palace.
Tenggelam. Real tenggelam.
He's not actually gonna go in there, is he?
As it happens, I want to take a look inside too.
What are you doing?
Don't you think it's curious? 1 minute, Lesser Lord Kusanali's two major deities are vying to showcase their power to us. It would be a shame.
Paimon thought you weren't in...
Indeed. In my view, new discoveries are always worth investigating. Whether they have...
Raman, what are you gonna do about your men?
I'll just let them lay here. King
Halah.
Deshret will...
Buset, ditinggalin loh. Ya, ini bagian Nih, kuil. Really, kita jadi sekarang harus jelajahin ruin. Ada monumen gak di dalam? Ada monumen gak guys di dalam? Oke, ya udah berarti masuk aja.
It's full of life here. This defies comprehension. It looked...
Yeah, and there's so many plants. It's so pretty.
Sir Rahman,
Huh?
do you see enough?
Are you mocking me?
Interpret it however you want. But there's something I'd like to draw your attention to. While this structure is clearly left over from King Deshret's civilization,
Whatever you say. It's not like I haven't.
there's nothing to be angry about.
Does seem kind of strange.
Kenapa ada sisa-sisa dendro ya? Where should I go? Here? Oh, yeah. Oh. Oke, intinya tinggal bikin dia sampai berwarna yang bener aja. Sebagai manusia, dekat dengan 80 derajat Celcius. Oke. Aku harap aku nggak ngeluput sesuatu ya. Wow.
Stabilize.
Busted.
Aduh, aku batuk. Sorry guys. Nggak sempat matiin mic. There's nothing here. Really? Aneh, terlalu kosong ya. Minum bangun dulu.
Gotcha. Take it easy.
I will have order.
Get out of my way!
Memang main story Sumeru tuh paling enak sambil chill gitu ya kayaknya. Saking panjangnya, aku nggak nyangka kalau masih sepanjang ini. Kira dikit lagi cuy. Setelah saya pikir-pikir, saya terlalu meremehkan Sumeru. Hah? What the heck? What is? Dinding yang berjalan sendiri sudah membuatku pusing. Kayak nggak ada jalan ke sini, berarti ke sini. Enggak. Hah? Mana cuy? Sini. Bang, aku nggak nyasar kan bang? Enggak deh. Pintu kehidupan gimana sih? Ada fighting, ada pintu kehidupan.
Useless.
Kayaknya nggak ada deh, aku fokus tadi. Kita naik lagi. Oh, tadi kita tuh cuma nyari jalan masuk dari bawah ya. Sumpah aku masih nggak bisa memahami entitas jamur tirek ini sumpah. Para imam itu, Avatar akan turun ke segala naik sebuah elevator naik lagi untuk segala mencapai. Hah? Gimana? Elevator yang mana? Elevator yang kita naikin tadi. Berarti ini kayak elevator yang kita naikin tadi ya. Oh, ini ya. Hah? Apa sih? Gimana sih? Kita mau sampai ke atas sana kan? But how? Ya kok salah? Oh, gini, turun lagi. Aku salah. Turun lagi. Kita kan dari tengah sini bisa nyalain tuh. Maaf guys, butuh banyak percobaan sampai aku memahamin kalau ini tuh kita turunin, habis itu kita naikin lagi. What is useless that? Apa nih? Bang, apa ini? Aku nggak ngerti puzzle-nya. Oh, ini pilar bakal muter juga. Oh, gitu. Dan kita bisa kok turun lagi sih? Ini turun kemana? Oh, memang turun.
Now that's a sight to see. King Deshret's splendor surrounds us.
There's so much vegetation here. It's different than what I expected.
Sure are a lot of plants for a desert.
That's what I call divine providence of King Deshret.
Apa ini? Kita mau kemana, cuy? Irminsul? This is an Irminsul, am I right? Kenapa kita sampai ke Irminsul?
It's getting brighter. Oh, it looks so beautiful.
Iya kan? Kenapa kita sampai di Irminsul?
Wait, what's that?
Anjir, itu kayak
And it looks like there's something among them.
ya bentuknya kayak
These are King Deshret runes.
They left something behind. Yes. It's an elegy written in an ancient script.
What does it say?
Here lies our faithful priest Kasala. His wisdom is a miracle among the people, deserving of high praise and admiration.
You can read ancient King Deshret script?
Of course. Every student needs to master at least 20 languages before they graduate.
He's not serious, right?
There's still something off about this place. The scent of life.
Is this it?
Analyzing.
There seems to be a hidden message among these skeletons. Excellent. There's a device from King Deshret's civilization in this gravesite.
Isn't sharing knowledge again?
Yes. However, under the circumstance, you'll understand after watching it.
apa nih? Cutscene lagi nih mah. Apa King Deshret tuh bukan dewa ya? Justru
Civilization is born of
iman.
knowledge.
Iman dari Arkondendro itu sendiri.
Knowledge be its demise.
Ah, bukan ya?
A disaster caught us unaware. It was knowledge that did not belong to this world. King Deshret brought this forbidden knowledge into our world, and it quickly spread like a plague. People's minds were filled with crazed whispers. Dark gray scales spread across their bodies.
Oh, itu Eleazar.
It was stripped of its vigor. Only a desperate, deathly silence remained. Were it not for greater Lord Rukkhadevata from the forests, the damage would have been irreversible. She summoned the priests to build temples and infused into them the divine power of life. The disaster was miraculously tempered.
Iya, itu
and the
Eleazar ya.
bones of our civilization were preserved in Aru village. Alas, the miracle could not last. As long as forbidden knowledge continued to exist, it would forever blight this world. In the end, the proud king of the desert, my eternal lord, chose to sacrifice himself. I have spent my whole life since guarding one of these many temples. But now, my duty is coming to an end. As I close my eyes for the final time, the sight of that noble deity will appear in my vision once more. In helping King Deshret to eradicate forbidden knowledge, she exhausted her strength, and her form became that of a small child. How strange. Now that I think of her, I no longer have any fear of death, for I sense that the spirit of life will abide with me during my eternal sleep. Children of the desert, cling no longer to past grievances, but hold tight to the memory of this act of benevolence.
Oh, intinya Rukkhadevata tuh bukan gara-gara perang Arkon. Rukkhadevata alias Nahida kita itu ngecilin badan dia gara-gara pengetahuan terlarang.
The priest's memories.
No, impossible.
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. So the former Dendro Archon and King Deshret.
But this doesn't make any sense.
Was that the former Dendro Archon? She became...
You might be distrustful of the Akasha, but there's no reason for you to doubt you've just witnessed his priest's last.
I've never heard the surviving followers of King Deshret all gathered in Aru village. King Deshret's death, the all but total annihilation. We saw her as nothing more than a traitor who stabbed us in the back in our moment of crisis.
You were blinded by your prejudice.
If I hadn't seen this for myself, how could I ever begin to accept this? The truth so far from what I've always known.
Raman, give it a rest. You're starting.
Dia, my Aramites and I.
Sebenarnya apa yang kami?
Hey,
Well, I should probably go.
what's your next move gonna be?
Oh, I know what you're going to ask. But please, give me some time.
It's not gonna be.
Well, I guess that's for me to deal with.
When would be a good time for a...
Tomorrow, I'll convince him, and I'll return every last one of your mad...
You seem to finally understand that our...
Yes. The gods never...
Emang Sagenya brengsek ya. Memang Sage Azar itu ya, memang harus digebuk kepalanya.
Ramon's no fool. Being the leader of... It's too bad he was held back by his belief in King Deshret. But now that that's...
The outcome...
We should get going too. Let's head back. Have a...
Halo Naong. Aku udah screen berapa lama ya? Sebenarnya Mahamatra Agung itu ada lanjutan dari King Deshret nggak sih kalau dari wingnya? Wow, hari ini udah 4 giga. Oh my gosh, berapa lama aku stream? Sudah 4 giga, lumayan. Kalau aku nggak tadi nggak beli kuota, pasti nggak cukup kuota aku. Iya, aku pakai kuota kali ini streamnya karena nggak kuat.
Stop yelling.
Masih mau kesini. Aku kira ini kita ke Irmin Show tau. Saking ininya. Halo Tama. Mau tahu satu hal nggak? Apa-apa? Tumben pakai kuota ya, soalnya tadi waktu aku coba pakai wifi mati internetnya jadi. Kurs Aussie dari 10k turun ke 90. Buset. Cuma perkara bola kalah. Aku baru tahu kalau apa namanya, uang tuh secepat itu pergantian perubahannya. Iya sih FIFA, cuma kan aku pikir nggak bakal seberpengaruh itu. Itu sama mungkin memang ya apa namanya, itu kayak sejenis apa ya namanya, rumor ya atau apa gitu. Apa sih, gimana ya ngomong ngejelasinnya? Aku tuh ngerti tapi aku nggak bisa ngejelasinnya soalnya aku memang nggak terlalu ngerti ekonomi.
The damned will sooner die again than lay a hand on me.
Konsep keuangan tuh kayak saham ya nggak sih? Bener nggak? Jadi karena kayak saham gitu, ya. Oh, aku sih kalah di rumahnya sendiri. Well, itu kayak menghancurkan saham dia sendiri sih, real. Yep, it's dropping you, real. Kalanya kalah bantai, oke. Itu jadi makin make sense ya. 3-1 bantai sih kalau di bola. Permisi bang, cuma mau nyalain teleporter doang kok bang. Permisi ya bang ya. Makasih bang. Izin lewat bang. Abang-abang ini NPC gak ada nama cuy. Mau tahu kurs turun. Ente sih.
We're here.
Everything's been arranged. Someone will bring the village keepers back to Aru village shortly.
I guess all I can say now.
Don't mention it. But we share a
Where are the perpetrators?
I'll bring you to them.
So these are the people who kidnapped the village keepers.
Oh no, it's the scribe!
There's no need to yell.
We've been all over the desert!
That's right.
Nah, bahas apa nih? Kurs Aussie.
General Mahamatra? No.
Whoa. The moment they said
You should have known.
Wait, we were just following orders. You know what I'm talking about.
No, not Sino.
I could do worse.
Anjay, Sino mulutnya. Tapi dia ganteng banget.
Please have mercy.
Start talking. Otherwise, I'll have to resort to...
So, your superiors have kept you quite... Don't play dumb. They extract divine can...
I don't...
Well, you better start talking or you...
You don't want to make things any more difficult for yourself, do ya?
Be my guest.
Uh-huh. That sure didn't sound like...
How did you know?
There's no use hiding it now. Yes, you're right. The academia is working on an important and potentially world-changing project. They are creating, it may seem as if Sumeru's academics are thriving, but the withering of Irminsul has been getting worse recently. The sages have tried everything they could think of, but nothing's worked. I'm always hearing them say things like, if only Greater Lord Rukadevata was still with us.
Continue.
And then, someone from the Fatui showed up. They called him the Doctor. The Doctor was previously expelled from the Academia. At first, the sages looked down at him in disdain. But when he said that, he asked them.
This is what the arrogant ignorance...
First, The Academia spent a long time constructing a divine vessel, which was big. After that, they harvested dreams via the Seb-Zerg with the Doctor's help, and the Akasha now functioning at maximum efficiency. Next, they decided that their new god needed to possess divine.
It adds up.
But how do you determine whether the knowledge extracted...
Call it an educated guess? The Academia has been trying to figure out the exact source of this. Nobody can explain the cause of this phenomenon. Surely, if it's knowledge no mortal can comprehend, then it must be something only gods are able to decipher.
You must have noticed by now. The Academia doesn't care about who their god is. It is as if they are cursed with a desire. Some organisms demonstrate phototaxis, and thus orient their entire life. This is but a form of phototaxis. For many scholars, the absence of a god of wisdom means stumbling.
Then what does Lesser Lord Kusanali mean to you? Is she not a true god present in this world? If you already have a new god.
From the beginning, when the Academia first discovered Lesser Lord Kusanali, the newborn god of wisdom, the sages hoped that she would be as wise as Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. They found that at the time, she possessed no more intelligence than any ordinary human child. Not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanali's gnosis had been used to power the Akasha this entire time. By herself, she has neither an Archon's raw power, nor the spectacular insight expected of slowly but surely.
So...
Jahat banget anjir ke Kusanali. Ya aku belum beli makannya now.
Let's change up our scenery. Raman, give me a few men to help us escort the village keepers back to the village. And these two scholars, they're...
Sure.
Dan delivery anjir mahal. Daripada aku delivery mending aku jalan sendiri, beli sendiri. Ongkirnya bisa buat makan lagi atau buat jajan. Aku tipe orang kayak gitu sih. Daripada aku delivery, kalau aku bisa jalan sendiri, aku akan jalan sendiri. Paket. Sayang diongkir.
The village keepers you found have all been returned to their homes. And each one has a dedicated caregiver to look after them.
Hey! Say something! Stop spacing out!
Biasanya kan bebas ongkir. Enggak juga sih.
Come on, is there nothing left to talk about?
Or I can go...
Oh! Paimon!
Do you have any plans, traveler?
Gods above, you're not talking about work, are you?
So you were still withholding some
Halo, Zedria.
Even though we lived through all of this firsthand, it still feels super surreal to hear you.
What a whirlwind of a story. Felt like...
It seems like there'll be more issues that fate will...
Still, now's a good time to make our next move. Now that Raman's joined up...
It's time to make a...
Indeed. These events are a flagrant
So,
crush the sages and rescue our god.
Well, let's brainstorm.
The next time we gather here, we must have a song.
Yep, it'll work.
Belum selesai. How much the part of bagian 5? Harusnya kemarin kalian ngasih tahu aku kalau Sumeru itu punya 5 bagian. Belum makan, belum minum, ya begitulah. aku retweet. Aku mah sedikit lemas. Gimana ya? Oh, BTW di sini kan cuma ada Grab, bukan ada Gojek. Terus Grab ada ini. Sebenarnya ada delivery lokal juga. Malahan menurutku ongkirnya Grab tuh jauh lebih gak manusiawi daripada ongkir ojek lokal di sini. Jadi kayak biasanya aku pakai yang di ojek lokal di sini, makanya nggak ada gratis ongkir ya. Oke, harusnya ada yang jelasin ke aku kalau questnya sebanyak itu. But aku bakal ngambil quest dulu biar bisa ngambil ini juga. Oke. Iya, cuma nggak ada. Bahkan di kotaku sendiri juga nggak ada Gojek sih. Jangan nanti nabrak. Hehe. Oops. Kok sedih sekali. Ya, aku kan tinggalnya rata-rata di kabupaten, jadi wajar aja. Tapi dengan aku tinggal di kabupaten, aku jadi nggak sering jajan-jajan aneh-aneh gitu. Menurutku, it's not a big problem. Satu-satunya hal yang jadi isu adalah kadang-kadang aku pengen nyobain makan yang orang-orang punya. Such as Pizza Hut. Aku tidak pernah nyoba deh kayaknya kalau Pizza Hut. Tapi at least aku pernah nyoba ini sih. Apa namanya ya? Domino. Waktu itu pas bareng tanteku pergi. Dikira karena tinggalnya di bawah laut. Ya bisa jadi. Ya bawah laut belum ada Gojek guys. Grab lebih mendunia ternyata. Buktinya ada Grab di bawah laut. Banyak sih yang aku belum pernah cobain dan aku pengen cobain. Aku udah beli pizza ya, tapi nggak PH. Kan aku bilang pizza di sini tapi masalahnya nggak ada PH di sini. Kalau ada aku beli Pizza Hut tau. Tapi kan nggak ada, gimana caranya? Kalau nggak ada, gimana cara belinya? Bentar guys, aku bikin mie. Nanti aja makan. Iya, ke kota. Jarak dari aku ke kota itu 1,5 jam. 1 jam kayaknya. 1,5 kayaknya. Bolak-balik itu at least 100.000. Tergantung. Makanya aku jarang ke kota. 60.000 kalau enggak. Travel. Mikir deh. Pokoknya aku nggak mau anjir kalau kayak gitu tuh udahan kayak why not? I will not. Enggak. Now aku gebuk ya kalau now ya. Enggak anjir now. Gila kok ya. Ntar aku bikin nih. Ntar sambil nunggu ini dikit lagi jadi besok. Hehe. Aku pernah nyobain Domino dan kayaknya Domino enak sih, aku suka. It's good. Gebuk please. Aku tahu orang-orang tidak waras, tapi kenapa sih orang-orang di sini suka banget nggak warasnya tuh nggak waras banget. Aku bukan tipe orang yang apa ya beli keinginan, tapi semenjak aku streaming ini sih jujur helping me a lot ya, jujur. Jadi aku jadi lebih bisa beli, mungkin kadang-kadang jajan gitu. Kalau dulu aku nggak berani jajan-jajan tuh. Di Indonesia lebih enak PH, emang iya? Padahal menurutku Domino enak loh waktu itu aku nyicipnya. Emang nggak pernah makan PH juga sih aku pernahnya makan Domino, jadi aku menilainya Domino yang enak.
Those memories, so dark.
Nah, bentar ya, ini. Karena kompornya di luar, jadi kan harus sedikit menunggu, oke? Bah. Bulan depan. Banyak hal kalau urusan makanan tuh ya. Itu juga kenapa aku kemarin bukannya review makanan. Aku tuh punya banyak apa ya? Banyak hal yang ingin aku coba kalau udah urusannya sama makanan. Karena kalau perperannya apa ya, perperan di Indonesia ya, kalau belak-belakannya aja tuh aku tuh jarang lah memutuskan untuk mencoba sebuah makanan gitu. Jadi emang makanan itu selalu menarik ya guys ya. No cap, it's real.
Reduced to just standing around. How absurd.
Nanti aku beli real makanannya sorean aja deh setelah aku nyelesain Sumeru. Jadi untuk sekarang aku makan mie. Cepet sekali bikin minyak. Aku bikinnya pakai ini, air panas. Enggak, tadi tuh jadi tuh mungkin kan sedikit dengar suara. Jadi aku bikinnya tuh pakai air panas. Jadi tinggal ditaruh di kompor aja. Biar cepet. Kalau enggak kita kan harus yang bikin lama tuh kan harus nunggu airnya dulu. Jadi aku bikinnya pakai air panas. Jadi langsung kutuang. Airnya panas, tinggal dididihin bener-bener didih gitu kan. Baru dimasukin air. Ini versi cara lebih cepat untuk bikin mie ya. Jangan sering dilakuin. Lebih enak langsung dimasak pakai air dingin daripada manasin 2 kali airnya. Aku nggak mau kalian nunggu lama dan aku nggak mau kuota aku terbuang cuma untuk streaming tapi nggak ngapa-ngapain real. kalau kita bikin mie pakai air dingin wajar lebih lama daripada bikin mie pakai air panas kan. Aku bikin mie-nya pakai air panas ini.
Those memories, so dark.
Tidak untuk dilakukan berkali-kali guys. Lakukanlah hanya ketika kalian dalam keadaan kepepet. Next time kita pizza pizza. I love many food. Aku tuh suka makanan. Walaupun sebenarnya porsi makanku nggak banyak-banyak banget ya. Bahkan aku pengen nyobain IC tau. Kalian ada yang udah pernah nyobain IC nggak sih? Semenarik itu nggak? Penasaran banget sama IC sumpah.
Reduced to just standing around. How absurd.
Kayak gila semenarik itu cuy, real. PH ya, PH ya. IC tuh all you can eat. Jadi kayak ya all you can eat, tau kan pasti all you can eat. Kan di Indo kan rame ya yang begituan, tapi belum pernah sih. Sebenarnya teman-temanku mungkin nanti mau ngajakin begituan, tapi nggak tahu kapan. Kami juga nggak tahu kapan waktu kuliahan ini ada waktu yang sedikit lenggang lah ya, karena ini masih minggu awal kan, masih pembiasaan jadwal. Bukan IC es krim please, IC all you can eat. Kalau IC es krim, menurutku juga biasa aja sih. Aku tetap lebih suka waltz. Aku sebenarnya nggak terlalu into es krim ya, tapi bukan berarti aku nggak suka, karena aku tuh bukan tipe orang yang into banget sama, tapi bukan yang orang yang nggak suka makanan manis juga gitu. Lebih ke so-so aja lah. Aku lebih suka makanan yang pedes lah. Internetku hilang. Oke, baik. Tahu gak sih tadi internetku berubah jadi G doang? Kalau es krim aku so-so aja sih. Mixnya juga aku so-so aja. Kayak no comment lah. IC es krim tuh ada lah. Kapan terakhir kali balik ke Indo? Balik lah sekali-sekali. Oke, kita udah bisa lanjut. Gila, kita besoknya udah nggak pakai muter waktu cuy. Real besok langsung besok. Candice, we're here.
Has everyone arrived?
Everyone is already waiting.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Please, wait a moment. Before attending the meeting,
What do you...
promise me that you won't commit.
What do you think?
Okay.
Betul. Nah, kemarin Januari. Januari mah baru ya. Anjir, aku di SMS IM3, bentar aku cek dulu kuota aku tinggal berapa cuy. Bukannya masih ada ya? Oh, kuota gratisnya udah habis. Kan kalau kita beli paket tuh dapat inian ya, kuota nambahan gitu. Ini udah pakai kuota yang baru aku beli, bener-bener baru aku beli tadi. Hehehe. Aku di SMS IM3 katanya begini, gawat sebentar lagi kuotamu habis. Tenang, ada paket spesial. Ya, berarti kamu tidak pernah jalan-jalan Indomaret. Kebayang 1 minggu Jakarta, seminggu Bandung, 2 minggu SG, seminggu. Berarti cuma sebulan di Indo ya? Sebentar sih sebulan itu. Tapi lama juga. Aku baru beli kok,
Hey, where have you
Itu yang dia omongin habis tuh gratisan. Aku baru banget beli.
Are you ready?
Yang 150.000. Hehe. Dari Indo emang gak banyak kayak sekarang. Emang iya. Januari kemarin harusnya udah banyak loh, daerah-daerah kecil aja. Bahkan kotaku yang kabupaten aja udah banyak Indomaret.
Very well.
you sure this is gonna...
I gotta admit.
The point of discussion is to arrive at a solution. Let's cut the small...
150, 100 giga. IM3. Menurutku worth it lah ya. Karena aku pakai buat streaming. Jadi worth it.
You're finally done.
Baru kemarin berapa tahun lalu. Iya, wajar sih.
Catch you up.
9.
Come on, don't give me that face.
That's what I wanted.
Candace definisi kakak baik hati.
Paimon.
9 tahun, lama banget, pantesan.
You can tell?
I'm not that good at scheming or strategy, but I can sense people's
Paimon's a little worried.
To be honest, I feel the same. But you're already some of the most
101
capable
cuma
people I know.
105.
So you have my trust.
IM3 cuma IM3 di sini yang sanggup dipakai buat streaming. Karena aku anak teknologi, aku anak komputer. Menurut salah satu dosenku sih, emang tiang di sini tuh paling XL, Smartfren sama IM3. Tapi yang aku selama ini coba, yang kuat streaming itu cuma IM3. Telkomsel tuh rada jauh, mungkin sekitar tower terdekatnya itu kayak berapa, 5 kiloan dari sini, 5 kilometer dari sini kalau nggak salah. Dan itu jauh ya, itu jauh. Untuk orang kabupaten terutama. Itu jauh. Dan ya itu membuat internet di Telkomsel di sini tuh biasanya cuma 2 batang. Bayu di sini nggak ada gunanya, sumpah. Bayu di sini tuh kayak Bayu tuh kan sebenarnya 150 unlimited ya. Ya nggak sih, seingat aku 150.000 unlimited Bayu. Tapi Bayu tuh di sini tuh nggak ada rasanya. Bener-bener internetnya tuh 2 batang doang. Aku pakai Telkomsel sebagai nomor utamaku. Tapi IM3 adalah nomor kuotaku. Aku bahkan selama kuliah di sini udah 4 kali ganti nomor kuota karena harus cari internet yang bener-bener sanggup buat streaming. Bayu. Bukan. Ini itu nama produk. Nih, begini tulisannya, Bayu. Bukan Bayu. Jahat banget mulutku barusan ngomong Bayu nggak ada gunanya gitu.
Here, dude, speak.
Candace, we stayed behind.
I'm very glad I've said the same thing to everyone here today as I said to you when you arrived.
Tapi curious membantu banget sih.
The most important thing. Only when you're safe can the plan be successful. You're welcome. Good luck.
Dulu aku kemarin pas ke kampus lupa bawa dompet guys, sumpah demi. Dan untungnya salah satu di kantin itu ya ampun. Untungnya salah satu salah satu kantin itu tuh ada yang udah bisa support QRIS. Sumpah demi, aku tuh gak bawa dompet kemarin. Aku tuh cuma bawa uang buat bayar ojek, itu pun di kantong. Dan aku tuh lupa dompetku tuh di tas satu lagi, karena aku keluar beli makan tuh pakai tas gitu. Dan aku nggak ngeluarin dan nggak naruh ke tas aku buat ke kampus kemarin. Itu bener-bener kemarin banget tuh. Nah awalnya tuh aku kan ngomong sama temenku, aduh aku nggak bawa duit, aku bilang gitu kan, aku nggak bawa dompetku ketinggalan gitu kan. Terus dia bilang kayak, nggak apa-apa, pakai uang aku aja gitu katanya. Ya tapi kan kalau di Indonesia kan nggak semuanya super QRIS, makanya kan rada ribet juga. Tapi ya aku bersyukur waktu itu ada kantin yang super QRIS. Jadi kemarin waktu aku nggak bawa dompet, aku lihat dia super QRIS, jadi aku bayarnya pakai rekening.
Our plan is not child's play. We won't be able to achieve anything if we're simple. I hope this is clear to you.
Oh iya, NFC. BTW HP ku support NFC loh. Padahal aku nggak yakin bisa keluar negeri dalam waktu dekat ya. Bahkan aku nggak yakin aku bakal bisa keluar negeri.
Didn't we already do that during the meeting?
You can never have enough words of
In that case, Candace can cuddle you to your heart's content while I can. We all have our jobs to do after all. It's like how some.
Iya, sayangnya NFC di Indonesia kayak kurang kepake gitu. Mungkin masih ada Curie segala macam. Ya nggak apa-apa lah, nanti juga berkembang. Aku HP-ku support NFC anyway.
Is that I get to stay in a safer place and offer my just think about that mercenary who lost his mind. Mercenary groups are faced.
Well, being a scholar is.
I'm not like the rest of them. Even among members.
This guy.
All into. Do you remember the record we saw in the King Deshret ruins?
Pengetahuan terlarang.
It mentioned you have a good. Forbidden knowledge has the power to drive people insane, but this fact has never been shared with the public. Even I, who has worked in the academia for some time, was
Pasti
never
PP-nya
once
harus bantu.
informed of this.
PP itu apa PayPal?
I think.
Ini support NFC tapi aku nggak pernah pakai NFC, nggak ngerti aku.
May have all fallen victim to the corrupting qualities of, but the academia has always held a different view. They've always believed that, come to think of it, perhaps the academia has also never understood the true, the withering, Elazar, and the sandstorms. Don't you think what is happening right now across Sumeru is?
But Paimon thought that Irminsul's disease is what. At least. Wait a second.
Ah, you've connected the dots.
But if that's the case, what?
Wait. Why do you think Lesser Lord Kusanali would have a solution to this situation?
You mean it's related to the scene you saw when you passed out in the event?
In that case, it's imperative that we rescue.
Oh, background HP enggak.
Only
Enggak.
by working
Aku
with
nggak ada
our
pakai
safe
shell
Irminsul
di ini kok.
can we completely
Semuanya nggak ada.
resolve the problems Sumeru currently faces. To make sure we're still on track, I would like to.
Where are we going?
To an eremite.
Apa ya? Aku tuh bukan tipe orang yang bucin yang kayak bucin banget. Pakai musuh asli? Enggak juga. Aku lebih suka pakai foto-foto random atau enggak foto ini. Apa namanya? Tulisan gitu. Waktu itu aku habis berantem sama temenku dan ada kayak tulisan-tulisan pengingat gitu, aku jadiin lock screen, enggak, home ground ya. Apa sih namanya? Ya pokoknya itulah.
Ah, they're here.
Random aja sih ada tulisan. Lock screenku Vera. Lock screenku Vera. Gila, aku memang terlalu berani. Casing HP ku kucing. Dan ini kok apa namanya, wallpaper desktopku juga Vera sih. I loving myself as a Vera. Real.
I gave them some.
Ah, it's the scribe. And is that the traveler I see?
Harusnya paus. Aku terlalu malas untuk nge-komis.
How's the work going?
Ya, boleh.
Ah, yes. We have fixed the devices according to your instructions. One of them is already ready for use, while the others are...
Aren't those devices for can knowledge?
Look here.
Huh?
What's that look on your face?
Paimon's a little scared.
That's an interesting response. Anyway, we're not going to use this just... As I mentioned during the meeting, this knowledge capsule contains a decree I drew up in the past. The academia should also have their own copy. And according to the plan we just came up with, Traveler, I want you to record something into this capsule. Do you believe we can save Lesser Lord Kusanali? Good. Now, please get ready.
You want us to record our conviction?
Yes,
Paimon is still...
I understand. But trust me, Paimon, this is something we... Because, to achieve this impossible task, it sounds like you'll need to fool your own...
Paimon can see the point.
Apa sih, aku nggak ngerti.
Imagine this. We have orchestrated our plan and successfully rescued. Everything went without a hitch, and everyone recognizes and praises. Now, open your eyes. Here.
What's this?
Read it out loud. It's done.
Is your head okay? Does anything hurt?
It's just a recording. There should...
What was the point of...
And that's perfectly fine.
In any case,
Huh?
have you forgotten? Our plan needs to... You may find it hard to believe, but for those people, imagine if you've been using a device like the... After all that time, a slave to orders.
Iya, betul.
And
Jadi
that's
dia
why
mau
rules are
memasukkan
so
keyakinannya Traveler ke Akasha dan disebarkan ke orang-orang ya.
In addition, those who understand the rule, you could say that those kinds of...
Things you're interested in are really up.
Anyway, I'm going to take those two to work on some small projects. You can head to Caravan.
Mom?
We're going to tinker with the Akasha.
Betul nggak sih?
I thought we agreed on a plan.
The plan is too radical and carries a high risk for casualties. I've given it a lot of thought. And in the end, I still can't agree to it.
But it's still the best plan we have.
I did. And that's how I saw the danger behind these so-called advantages.
Why are you guys...
Apa nih? Perdebatan apa nih?
My friend, you're just in time. Why don't you help me persuade Sino? He's turned against our plan.
We agreed to work out a plan at the meeting. As mercenaries, you're familiar with the local environment, so you'll take care of the specific. Had I known Al-Haytham would give you those kinds of suggestions.
Look, you already know that we're all on the same side here, don't you?
Mercenaries place a lot of importance on their bonds of friendship, but also will not hesitate to make sacrifices if they deem the situation to be sufficiently
Iya,
dire.
minum kok.
I'm sorry, but as things...
Seems you really do understand.
Traveler, Paimon, Rahman's plan is to have me work with the Caravan Reebok guards in my capacity as a Matra.
Wait, how can we...
We can't get through that wall easily, remember? Caravan Reebok would never let so many unregistered members of the Eremites enter Sumeru City. My plan will clear us of any possible suspicion, and also let us enter the city as a big...
That also sounds like something Al-Haytham told you. Am I right?
Doesn't Al-Haytham know how dangerous this plan is?
Of course he does. He told me, there is no perfect plan, but this can get the job done. He also said that with the help of Sino and the Traveler, our chance of success would increase significantly. I never blindly trust anyone, and I've always had a good eye for people. I think he made a number of valid points. It's my own choice to trust you.
If I make the arrests alone, I can control myself and prevent you from getting hurt. But I can't guarantee that kind of discipline from the guards. To make the whole thing more convincing, you'll need to resist to some degree. I'm okay with the deaths of enemies. But now that we're allies, I'm against the meaningless loss of our own.
I can't believe a Matra would actually care about us. I've lived a hard life, and I can say that people like you are hard to come by.
I've always treated my allies with honesty and respect. They have the right...
Now you're making this hard for
Hey, is there something we can do to help?
I knew you'd say that.
We can help fight some some of the mercenaries, which should reduce the number of times you'll have to struggle directly with the guards. That should...
Sino, on behalf of my people, I thank you.
Nggak ada acara.
But this is a mission we cannot turn our backs on. We strongly value the lives of our friends, but the goal we are about to achieve...
Sebenarnya tadi temanku ngajak pergi, cuma aku lagi nggak mau kemana-mana. Masih lemas aku.
We have no fear of casualties, because we crave the spoils of victory. So please...
Well, now that you've put it that way, I can no longer refuse. But remember, you need to follow the plan and not do anything, since you and I both recognize the significance of this operation. There should be no more animosity between the followers of the Dendrawa.
Okay, you have a deal. Let's do this for our shared dream.
The guards should be stationed in the courtyard nearby. You can find them there. Guards.
General Mahamatra, to what do we owe the honor?
Keep your voice. This is a secret operation. I'm going to arrest a large criminal gang near this location. According to the Academia's Guide and Regulations on Secret Operations.
Ah, of course. Mahamatra Sino's order is the Academia's order. But who exactly are you planning to arrest, and how many people are you expecting?
They're a squad of Eremites whose number is comparable to Ain el Akhmar in Port Ormos. They're involved in the theft and
As many as Ain al Akhmar? This should definitely be
And I suggest that you report this to your superiors as soon as possible. And treat it as a top priority desert operation.
Got it. Please wait a moment. I'll contact them immediately.
Because this is work.
Halo Ray, terima kasih sudah join kembali menjadi teman dari Jira. Ngetok musuh malah diem. Real.
Because I trust you.
Paimon can't believe you're still in the mood to chat. This whole thing has Paimon scared still. Aren't you even a little worried? What if these guards already know that you have betrayed the... Even if that guard doesn't...
We discussed this.
The caravan rebot operation is of great importance. But don't worry, the guards there shouldn't know that Sino has stepped out.
How can you be so sure?
First, the other Matra still don't know why Sino has left, which proves that the Academia has been covering up the matter. Second, this is a crucial moment for the Academia's God creation plan. If something were to happen, no matter how you look at it, they don't seem interested in sharing the news.
Reasonable.
Which brings us to our next issue. I'm sure some of you have been wondering if the prediction function of the Akasha will affect our operation.
The Akasha is still in operation, so I must remain on high alert.
Abis banget ngayon calon-calon tidur. Ako. Enggak sih.
Actually, considering the power of the Akasha,
I've given that a lot of thought. For if you remember, when you first came to Aru village, all your actions and routes were predicted by the Akasha. It even gave that information to those who kidnapped the village keepers. But things like that
that's true. But why?
Look at it from a different angle. Why do you think the Akasha will predict your actions?
Because my personal data has been entered into the Akasha.
That's true, but the key to this question is, haven't you ever thought about it? Just how can it do this in the first place?
Akasha ini sebenarnya kayak super AI gitu loh. Soalnya tidur 1 jam gara-gara kerja buset.
Because the Akasha control...
The Academia firmly believes that by sorting and analyzing entered data, the Akasha can derive behavioral logic and... However, at the risk of sounding like an advocate for fallacies,
Can everyone truly be considered logical at all times? Emotions are part of our behavioral logic. But can
Jadi
you
sedikit hilang
guarantee
ngantuk.
that every experience of the same joy or pain would be equally
Ya,
intense?
ya gitulah.
How can our feelings and opinions be predictable down to the letter in every single instance? Sino, in the past, you've always worked alone. In the absence of another person, decisive and principled, you were used to solving problems alone. That's why the Akasha could figure you out. But now, you've joined a team. And I believe the Akasha hasn't yet our thoughts and logic have intermingled and weaved themselves together to become a complicated, chaotic mess. Any one of us could potentially disagree with another. The Akasha lacks data on these interactions, and it's impossible for it to predict your actions in the future based on your decisions. So, in my...
Makes sense to me. I agree. The Akasha is not
Ya itu
alive.
super AI sih
I don't think
Akasha.
they can be completely controlled.
Sebenarnya kalau dia bisa disebarkan sampai ke Mondstadt atau ke Liyue keren loh. Asal digunakan dengan baik.
I guess there are things that even the Akasha cannot calculate. And people will not be forever trapped by the past. Next time, pay attention during our meetings.
Will do.
Just remember to stay vigilant.
Footsteps!
General Mahamatra, we were not expecting your presence here. I'm the security officer, the Great Red Sand District.
This is my assistant, the Traveler. She will be working with me.
Beep! Construct.
What a great honor to meet you. Your golden hair is as bright as the sun.
Have you made a decision
Anjir, Paimon jadi robot.
your subordinate?
Mie rasa apa? Aku makan mie sedap yang spicy soup. Aku milih mie kuah karena lebih kenyang. Hehe. Dan aku lebih suka mie kuah sih, tergantung keadaan.
It seems to be a dire situation, so of course you will have our full cooperation.
There's no need for flattery.
Yes, sir.
Take your most elite platoon and follow me to the eastern side of the district.
Understood.
Matt,
Hurry, bring the map.
in 2 days, we will engage Rahman's Eremites and capture all of them. Any questions about the time or location?
None at all, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Kok feeling ku nggak enak ya? Kayaknya bakal gagal nih.
Maybe hanging around the General Mahamatra isn't so bad after all.
Suka kari nggak? Suka?
Respectful towards us.
Suka banget.
This is all due to the absolute authority of the academia. Get ready.
Apa ya? Aku tuh nggak terlalu picky eater. Jadi itu memang kayaknya aku hampir suka makanan tuh banyak yang aku suka. Tapi kalau menurut aku aneh, aku kadang suka nggak berani. Ya, real.
Let's go meet Sino in the desert.
Mie kari itu enak banget. Tapi aku lebih suka kalau misalnya pop mie sih, kalau mie kari. Entah kenapa, feelsnya beda loh, makan pop mie kari itu enak banget cuy. Mana sih? Oh, ada sih.
Over there! Our helpers have arrived already. Let's hurry over.
Wait a moment.
Oh, it's you.
You're my assistant, remember? Being my assistant, you must stay with me. Now let's head over there.
It's General Mahamatra and his assistants. we meet again.
You're here.
It's to show how important we think the operation is. Since this is a big case...
I'm glad to hear your sense of... They are our only leads for the...
Understood. Everyone! The Eremites are... Make preparations and be ready for combat.
Sampai mana ini? Ini Indomie dicocol orang gila.
Halt!
Oh? What a warm welcome. What are you judging from those shiny weapons?
Rahman. The Academia has caught wind of your smuggling and...
Who are you supposed to be? A Matra from the Academia?
I'm not here to talk.
Nobody's giving me this much time of day. Brothers! For that slight, let's wash our blades with their...
Quietly now. Gotcha. Useless.
Oh, wait, time.
Stabilize.
Allow me.
Boring.
Disappear.
Masih cukup jauh, masih jauh ini. Oh my god, I don't think I can finish this game. Harusnya kamu peringatin aku kalau story Sumeru sangat panjang, Ar. Kalau aku tahu, aku pasti bakal mempercepat.
It's over. We have subdued them. The operation is now over. All Eremite mercenaries and related personnel in...
you pitiful dendro... King Deshret will curse you, and you will...
Silence.
Oh,
Restrain them and take them back to Caravan Rebot. Count their numbers and send them to the... Yes, sir!
Yang terlihat murka.
Mahamatra Sino. I will now...
Understood. You are dismissed.
Sering saya singgung loh. Saya lupa.
Let's talk elsewhere.
Harusnya kamu bilang itu waktu aku ngejar fountaine kayak nggak bakal sempet gitu. Paling.
Yes. Once we're done here, I'll return to Caravan Rebot and oversee the...
Yeah.
It's not the time to sell it. Go join up with her.
Speaking of which, is it really okay for us not to share the full...
I have a very close relationship with Tainari. Given how well we know if we need help, Tainari is the best option. Get ready for the next phase of the plan. Don't keep them waiting.
Kayaknya udah kelar sih 30 sampai 1 jam. Ini bentar lagi aja aku udah mau menyerah, anjir. Udah capek banget aku. Mungkin aku lanjut lagi sorean atau malam deh, malam. Semoga malam Minecraft udah bisa ya. Di malam aku lanjutin.
It's about time. Didn't you say our part of the plan is the most important of all? And here you come. In the time it took you to get here, I already did 5 laps.
Sorry. We didn't mean to keep you waiting.
I just wanted to fix your attitude and rub it in a little. After all, you took your sweet time getting here, and we've got important stuff to take care of. I just like seeing that. All joking aside, I'm glad you're here. Let's get moving and take care of this. Our responsibility is to get a status update on the Fatui Harbinger known as the Doctor. Dealing with an institution that controls all of Sumeru is already hard enough. If the Doctor were to crash the party, it would be next to impossible for us to achieve our goal.
Tadi juga udah seru.
Right? Hearing his name just reminds me of those stuffy old geezers in the Academia. I'd rather not have to deal with someone like that. According to the plan, we should first go to Pardis DI and ask the Forest Watcher if all Hatham and Sino's sources are solid. Then we can be sure that Tainari So, we'll find Tainari and convince him to get us the latest intel on the Doctor. The sages have placed spies everywhere on the other side of the wall. I'll follow you as a bodyguard. You should be honored. I don't know.
But I thought mercenaries would do anything.
That's certainly true. But when multiple employers are vying for your how much do I want? Hey, how about paying me with a smile? What do you say?
Lah.
I haven't seen you smiling much recently. Come on, give me a smile so that I can be less worried. Looking good. I hope this pretty... There are many kinds of smiles, but only a truly joyous one can bring... Let's go.
Oh, Dehya sweet banget.
He's over there! Let's go say hi! Kainari!
Traveler, Paimon, and...
Hey there.
This is our friend Dia.
A mercenary? You must have some big news for me.
It's something really important.
All right, then follow me. This place is better. Okay. What is this important thing you want to ask me? The doctor.
He's that strange-looking Fatui Harbinger with the...
Yes, actually, he
left already.
Yeah.
Can I ask what it was? Sorry to ask you like this after having... For now, all we can share with you is that...
Sino, you say? I see. Okay. I'll answer your questions and will assist.
Sino's name really does work wonders. You're not even a...
Despite having just met you, I can sense that you're the serious type. Between you, the Traveler, and Sino, you don't need to tell me anything you don't want. The Harbinger you mentioned came to me because he wanted to take the skull...
Hypatia? Why would...
And what do you mean by take away?
Yes. He told me his return to Snezhnaya is imminent.
Oh, really? Yay.
So you mean you're leaving this place?
Indeed. Otherwise, we could have... I was just about to set out when I remembered something important. Let me ask, have you been taking care of...
Your sources are accurate. No doubt because you've recruited many informants. But you're right.
Forgive me for asking, but how's the treatment coming along?
Given the way you're asking,
Since you asked, I'll be frank.
It's incredibly difficult to transfer a patient. As a scholar yourself...
Oh? I can't believe your utter lack of faith in me, to the point of even questioning my general level of knowledge.
Well, you're the only one who's ever made such a request.
I have my ways of keeping her safe during the journey. In addition, I can also promise that I will personally supervise her treatment.
Hypatia was born in Sumeru and remains a scholar of the Academe. Transporting her to Snezhnaya is risky, and the potential benefits are unknown.
Agak
As
trauma
the
ya.
person currently responsible for her
Yeah.
treatment, your suggestion is rude and reckless. I'll pass. I don't know much about the doctor, but after talking with him, it's not so much that he's looking down on others, but more that I would never refer a patient to someone like him. I prepared myself for a protracted battle of wits, and was...
Hah, dia nyerah. Aneh.
I see. Of course, your opinion makes perfect. You're still young, but already quite stubborn. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't just let you off the hook like... Luckily, there is still some time left for me to take care of everything. It's just as the Academia said, you're responsible. And that's also why people like you can never realize that sooner or later, everyone must pay the price for what they've learned.
Kalau kuping Tiknari ini asli kan kalau nggak salah? Nggak kayak Sino.
He asked a question, yet didn't care for my answer. Perhaps I'm nothing but... He never came off as malicious, but an utter lack of compassion permeated throughout our conversation.
I can barely believe it myself.
I don't think I missed any details. Frankly speaking, I don't...
Sorry, we can't tell you everything. We appreciate that you helped us anyway.
It's okay. I have an obligation to do so. To be perfectly honest, all of this may have started because... Recently, my master wrote several letters to me.
Hasn't he already asked you several?
Yes, but there's something off about this most recent batch of letters. My master will occasionally leave a few dots on the back of the letter. One dot means that he wrote the letter on a sunny day. This has been a habit of his for many years. But I didn't
I get it. Since you are always at Gandharvaville, you would like me. Someone already worked.
I'd like to ask you to do that for me, if you can keep yourself safe. Please withdraw immediately.
I can do that, but I have a feeling it won't be that simple. The Academia has been working on a big project. I'm not quite sure what it is, but your master might be involved with it. If the higher-ups really are hiding something, if the situation becomes critical, I'll leave the Academia.
All right, we've got a plan. I'll stay.
If that scenario comes to pass, you must be extra vigilant.
I must say, I did.
Being loyal to the Academia doesn't mean blindly doing whatever. On that note,
The Academia, yes. But my master is a man of integrity. Even when I was I suppose he's lucky to have laughed.
I see. So you know.
This may well be how Sino became involved in all of this. Also, if you run into Sino, I think this may be something he needs to hear.
Okay, we'll find a chance.
Thanks.
Right. Now oh, by the way, which way did the...
That way.
Gotcha. Thanks so much. We'll be on our way.
Tarik na rin daw nga pakai Akasha lagi anyway. Nggak kelihatan tuh Akashanya. Apa aku aja nggak lihat ya?
According to Tainari, the doctor is leaving Sumeru soon. I want to check if he also said that he'll take care of everything before he... Just to be safe, let's chase him and...
But we have no idea...
We'll do it the mercenary way. I'll find leads as we go. All you... That Harbinger may have tried to cover his trail, but he still left some traces. Or perhaps he never even thought about concealing his whereabouts. Maybe that's just how arrogant he really is. Yep, we're headed in the right direction.
Kita bakal ketemu dito.
The traces are still fresh, but there's no sign of his entourage. Clearly, they're in a hurry.
Akasha sumara di kota. I see.
It's just as I thought. We can stop here. I think I know where the doctor went. To the south of here is Port Ormos, which seems to be where they're headed.
Port Ormos?
That's right. Let's go.
Port Ormos? Aku takut ngelawan the doctor, sumpah. Presence-nya bener-bener bikin gak nyaman dong.
The port is crawling with vtuber.
Let's keep going.
Now this is a proper farewell ceremony for a Snej Nine Harbinger.
The Lord Harbinger is leaving. I've still only seen him once or twice.
I used to hold a position in our homeland, and back then, the doctor spoke in a very different way from the way he speaks now. Maybe the way people talk in Sumeru has rubbed off on him? It's always like that when you spend too long away from home. When he gets back to Snej Nine,
Kok aku takut?
also take him some time to
Itu bukan the doctor ya yang pergi ya?
Huh? But sir, that can't be right.
No, I remember it like it was yesterday. Both his expressions and tones are now very different. Also, for some reason, he seems like he's all smiles now.
You must be mistaken. Nobody's supposed to look happy when they're on a business trip.
The doctor is on that boat. So he told the truth
Enggak,
after
itu
all.
bohong.
He is actually leaving Sumeru. Let's get closer and find a place to hide so we can observe him. This place will do. We can hide here while we keep him.
Uh-oh. He saw us.
Huh? Is he?
It's time to say.
Wait. And where are all the souls?
They were all here just a few...
So this was a trap. Wait.
Luckily, there is still some time left for me to take care of everything before I leave.
Oh no. They might be after Hypatia.
Huh? What do you mean?
I'm afraid that she's seen something that she wasn't supposed to see.
Oh no.
Let's go.
Halo lagi. Wow, adrenaline rush be like.
Pardis DI is not a place.
I believe we've already made ourselves quite clear.
But you've been in Sumeru for some time already.
Even the Grand Sage himself may not have the right to question our research. I've done my duty to inform you.
It would seem that my word, you can keep trying to deny it, but coming to
With all due respect, your baseless speculation.
Well, you only have your... I may be staying at Pardis DI. It is still my duty to protect the peace and safety of the Scot.
Then it seems our...
No one will lay a hand on you, Hypatia. Not on my watch.
Sorry sama, enggak anjir, kuat aku nggak bakal cukup kalau kayak gitu.
Really crossed the line. Time to teach him a lesson.
Nggak cukup kalau sampai malam, aku pakai kuota. Kalau aku pakai wifi sih berani-berani aja. Ini aja sekarang aku udah pakai, bentar. How much do I use now? Di datanya sih 4 lebih ya, 6, udah 6 giga. Aku cuma 1 hari streaming dan aku udah ngabisin 6 giga cuy.
There's no use resisting. Give us Hypatia.
Keep dreaming.
Oh iya, kalau kira udah keluar, aku pengen nanti itu mau record dikit tuh juga. Sebenernya aku pengen di streamingin sih kalau kira, tapi kalau aku streaming lagi, I know I will in problem. Dan lupa mami ya udah.
I will have order. Evil conquering.
Ini masih panjang nggak Mas Manajer? Kalau masih, kayaknya aku cukupin sampai lanjutan ini dulu deh. Iya sih, aku berhenti di bagian serunya, tapi aku merasa aku udah over banget stream kali ini. Kuota aku nangis cuy.
Busted.
The doctor's orders are absolute.
Yeah? You've been someone's lapdog for so long that you don't know anything else now. Here comes the catch.
Right.
Useless.
Lanjut ntar malam aja. Iya ya.
Worthless. Worthless.
Gila banget, aku streaming 3 jam itu 7 giga, lumayan sih.
We're not getting anywhere. Traveler, Paimon.
Got it. Hypatia's still here. Well, how is she? Oh, that's good.
So, you think this is over?
Anjir Wawan, halo Arjun.
What? The balladeer is here?
I've missed that look of abject horror. You've given me that look every time we meet.
Aku lupa ini Wawan yang belum temenan sama kita.
But, where is he?
I can hear all of your thoughts, you know. Don't you remember? I already saw you the first time you came. I didn't need to do anything. It is her.
Who are you talking to?
I know you must be curious. I might as well tell you that I decided to enter Hypatia's consciousness the moment I sensed your touch. I wanted to observe you on a fool's errand.
Sombong banget lu.
Hey, traveler!
My deification is nearly complete. All that's left now are just some final... Do you understand? Even if you manage to rescue Lesser Lord Kusanali, it will be impossible for you to defeat a bona fide god like me. Is it wise to force that childlike god? Scholars consider the god of wisdom to be the sum total of their faith. It's how they can... But this also shows that humanity's worship of gods... Yes. Yeah, I'm in a good mood, which is why I'm talking to you like this. What do you mean? Those words, but you're wrong. I'm different from all of you. I was born to become a god. My entire life up until this point has just been a meaningless routine. Just think about a sheet of paper. By itself, it holds no meaning. All I had recorded down before were some painful memories and boring Indeed, to me, the sight of you fools in your futile struggles is far more amusing. Tell me, just what has this world done for you? I'm connected to your consciousness. So this is a good conversation we're having. So here's a word of advice. Let go of your misguided guardian complex. You know, it'll be for your own good, as well as everyone else's. Ah, you've seen my affection for her. If you were in my position, she peered into my consciousness. All gods need followers. So Hypatia has been chosen. Her appearance heralds my imminent arrival at the throne of divinity, while her worship shall become my glory. You're doubting me again? No matter. Who wants to hurt my development? The doctor wants to hurt... How very amusing. Has anyone ever told you that the doctor has never known his place? Even now, you're still too naive if you think a few words will be enough to convince me to destroy... It is an honor for you to be able to stand here and speak with me. As my listener, you will be rewarded. Both good things and bad things can be called gifts. After all, gods have never needed to...
Paimon hears thunder! That person Paimon couldn't see was the balladeer? Oh, he sure chatted with... Where is the storm headed? That means anyone outside is in danger!
Dah. Aku trauma dengan semua ini, but okay. Betul lah. Oke guys, aku rasa aku cukupin dulu sampai di sini untuk semuanya. Terima kasih buat semuanya yang udah nonton stream aku sampai selesai. Aku nggak sengaja nge-stream sampai 3,5 jam. Aku cukupin dulu, sampai jumpa di stream aku yang selanjutnya guys. Goodbye. See you in my next journey.